Live.
Oh, no.
Going live?
Good
Hello!
accent.
Hello everyone! Welcome to Shard TCG.
Welcome to Shard Stream.
we are
Cannot do-
streaming the live.
I don't do accent. It's
Oh,
bad.
no, it's fun. It's sometimes it's hard to stop.
What do you mean?
What do you mean it's hard to stop? You just keep speaking this way.
I butcher accent.
Oh, you know what I've been watching, Richard? I've been watching oh god, what's it called? We Live in the Shadows, the TV show.
That sounds cool.
That's good. Like if you've watched the movie, haven't you? With the the vampires, and they do like the documentary style with vampires.
That sounds good.
Yeah, you watch the movie, and then there's a TV show, and there's the third season out now.
Huh.
Oh, one of the vampires in the TV show is Renem from IT Crowd.
Oh, I need to watch this. I need a good vampire fix. I haven't watched a good vampire film for ages.
He's just, every time he turns into a bat, he shouts bat, so he goes bat, and then just
Oh, bad.
no,
That's
no,
cool.
he just isn't his voice. Like like his like father voice.
Baba.
So he just goes bat. He's
Bad. Oh, that's excellent.
it's a good show.
I need to watch a good vampire because I think had the original interview of a vampire. That's good stuff. And then vampires went through the sexy rock phase of Call of the Damned and the action phase of Underworld.
What's called?
And now
the
on the
Damned?
tail end of that, Call of the wait, hang on, that is a World of Warcraft thing. What's it called?
I know what it's called. I'm not telling
Thingy
you.
of the Damned.
Queen of the Damned.
Queen of the Damned. Yes, it's
Yeah.
Queen. Oh, I'll blame Blizzard
That's
for
both the stats, but you know.
this. Yeah, it was Queen of the Damned is epic, but
So, Richard, when are we adding vampires to Shard TCG?
oh well, vampire is an intelligent subrace. You can be an
No, but
intelligent.
we can have vampiric
Wait.
undead.
We can. Vampire's So yeah, we can have vampire anything now that I think about it.
Oh, it just needs to be fey undead. That's vampire.
We could have vampire kobolds.
Oh god.
That could work. Yeah.
You could do a vampiric kobold with rodent swarm still, but then a type of leech ability.
Yeah.
With that, and we've just naturally, and we've just been talking nonsense. We've naturally actually blended into.
This is how it happens every time.
Yeah, that is normally how it works. You know.
Yeah. Does that mean we can have a lichen something that isn't humanoid?
I want to do some of that as well. I don't know how.
Lichen warg. Can we have a lichen warg?
A lichen walk. Well, that's just.
Yeah.
I would. Oh.
Because then we can do a series of different lichens. And we can do vampires versus lichens. It's going to be amazing. Yes.
For Halloween, so soon.
Oh,
That's not a lot for me to do dead quick.
we'll have to cancel your wedding, James. We'll do it on Saturday.
We'll cancel the wedding.
Weekend.
So what we got? What do you mean by you want lichen things? Be more specific.
We've got vampiric things. We'll have lichen things. Maybe a better word for
So
it.
just
as well.
wolfified things.
Yeah. Maybe where? I don't know. It needs a good name. Maybe not where, because
Oh, what does where translate to again?
part human, like werewolf, man-wolf.
Oh, so they would all be
Yeah. Anthronian, but-
Anthronian.
Yeah, bears, man, woman.
Lichen's a good word, obviously, because that's
Yeah.
wolf. Lupin.
It's like pure wolf, isn't it? Lycan's more like lycanthrope, which is like a wolf.
I don't know. Where does
monstrosity.
lupin come from?
It's like Latin for wolf, isn't it?
Lupin etymology. Let's learn. I never spell.
Oh, is it like a
Lupinus, lupin. Middle English from Latin lupinus. Okay.
Oh, hello everyone! Oh wait, we did that, but in the act.
We went, hello everyone! Who do we have here tonight? Has anybody hopped in yet?
Or maybe my.
Yeah, it's just Latin for wolf.
Yeah, like what?
The lupinox.
More like shadow
You could
beast.
still use like lupin in the word.
Could do. Yeah.
I think lupin would like gel into like another word quite well. Merge a wolf with something, and what do you get? Wolf scorpion. It's a wolf with a scorpion tail. What would that be called? It's a good name for scorpions.
Scorpion. Wolfpion. I'm giving bad ideas out, James.
A wargpion. Hey, we've got Matt here, we've got Hugo here. Hello everybody, welcome. Let's start mashing some brains.
Oh.
Well, storming some brains. I don't know, storm the keep. Also, I'm researching as well. All I get for lupin is king of plant.
Oh.
Lupin for plant. I think there is a plant that is named after a wolf. Like, a lot of plants get named after other things, so you gotta be careful with plant names.
That's true. Or a lichen draug, James. Or lichen white. Have a vampiric reaper and a vampiric wendigo. What?
Oh, oh, so you're talking about vampiric as a subspecies?
Yeah.
Wolf boys here. Speaking of lupin.
Oh, welcome, Wolf Boy.
I forgot. I took a picture.
Can't do my art. Yeah, vampiric visitant. You have like a. I like Lycandraug. That sounds really cool, I think.
A Lycandraug.
Yeah, big. It's like a Draug, but it's more like a skeleton wolf thing. And it's got like shadows like dripping off it and stuff as well. It's like the Lycandraug. It's like
dripping
a shadow.
shadows.
Yeah,
it's crazy.
It's like the bones are like attached by this black tar, like shadowy globule substance, and it's
nice
almost
and glossy.
Yeah, Lycandraug. It's like a shadow version of the Draug.
Right. A Lycandraug. I would like to do lots of wolf. I think that would be a fun set to do, actually, if we did a vampire and wolf set.
Yeah. Classic vampires versus werewolves.
Wolf Boy's saying Draug or Droger. Is there actually a difference? I haven't thought about this.
I've only assumed it's just the Drauga. I guess Lycandrauga. I don't know how to pronounce it, to be honest. Let's go
I looked up the correct way to pronounce it and forgot, and I hope that I say it right.
Is it Droga? Droga.
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 Well, it's like Viking, isn't it? So it'd be a Druge.
Druga.
Probably something like that.
The Lycandruga.
Lycandruga.
Yeah, I like it even more.
I summon the Lycandruga.
Vampiric abaya.
Would you ever want just a lichen, do you think?
I mean, it depends what we want to do with it. If we just want to have a lichen, but I've always treated like lycanthropes like something that transforms into like a shadowy wolf form, essentially. So I see it more as something that can combine with anything, really. like a lichen Craxid. Kind of like
You
Sonic
lost
the
me. Well,
Werehog.
what
sort
about
of.
like the Lycans from Underworld? They were just full on wolves.
There were the
Well,
full
no,
lichens.
like they weren't shadowy forms.
Yeah, that's true. I've always attributed lichen with shadow, but we could detach that. Same for vampire with fae. I've always put vampire and fae together, but there's a lot of undead related to that. I did go down a Japanese myth of the shiki, which are
But
like vampires. But
vampire
maybe,
are fae and undead, so that's why that
yeah,
merger kind of worked. But you could
yeah,
still have. I mean, anything could be vampiric if it's blood sucking. Technically, what we've already got is vampiric. I would just emphasize the blood sucking coming from the teeth rather than
yeah.
how other things are doing it right now. Yeah, well, boy, like the idea is the Viking accent is it's like Swedish, isn't it? Swedish.
I guess, yeah. So if we turn an undead into fae, like an existing one, and then make it vampiric, that would be cool. So you got a Geist, but then you got a vampiric Geist, which is kind of the same but fae element, and it's a bit more fae themed essentially.
I didn't think of it as a subspecies. I just want to do with their own like vampire things. I don't know. Because they're looking at a wolf boy here, like yokai. There's gotta be some like cool vampire yokais, and then there's I don't know.
Oh, so you mean I see where you're going with
You,
it.
yeah,
So
like
types of
different
vampire.
species that are vampire, but like loosely based, aren't they? It's like they theme together. They don't have to.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
So like how we've got your regular undead, which are like corpses, usually, and then we've got the spirits, which are
Yeah,
fays
which is
undead. We do
yeah, like
the vampires, which are
fae
fae
undead. Which
undead.
yeah,
I see. Okay.
I thought you
Yeah,
got
I
that
get
from the
it.
beginning. Like oh, fae
No,
undead vampires.
maybe I did, but I got carried away on a new tangent. Did okay. Yeah, I mean, we could just have full-on lichen, and I might refix the lore with something else. Basically, at the minute in the lore side, we've got lichens, which are like a shadowy transformation as a subrace.
I would love an like a Anthronian like werewolf type thing. But something that would also add to like the wolves that we've already got.
That could be cool, yeah.
And when I say wolves we've only got 2, and 1 isn't revealed, is it? I can't remember. Something like that. Anyway, hello everyone. Right, so what we were gonna start off with, we got totally distracted. Yeah, Lycan Wendigo. Didn't you mention that before? I think you said that a bit earlier.
Yeah.
Oh
yeah.
no, you said vampiric. Well, I don't know. You said one or the
Oh,
other.
no. One of the other. Yeah, I think I see what you mean now. We could just have lichens as a pure, like Wolf Anthronian instead.
Well, I think it would
and
be a fun addition to have one in the Anthronians, and then they might team up with the more beast wolves, but they could also work with the Anthronians. So then you've got yourself. If you want to make a wolf deck, you could also throw in like a werewolf, which is fun. I like the lore as it is, and would vastly prefer you to just make creatures such as Shade that use lycanthropy ability.
Shade using a lycanthrope ability.
Does the Shade transform?
Shade's a weird one. Basically, I got the Chaos Serpent from Hexen back in the day.
I know, that's...
Coloured it black and called it a Shade. But,
that's why I've been against doing it, because it's such a close copy. It scares me.
Well, that's why if we do a Shade, we should do it as a reptile that's made of shadow, and it's like kind of like a bipedal one and it's all decrepit and weird and twisted because it's like a shadow thing. It could also be an aberration, maybe as well. And that way it attaches it from the Chaos Serpents from Hexen because
We'll give it a home.
decrepit-looking dinosaur, basically, and that would make the shade work. Doesn't have a true fixed form across the species. They vary a lot, shades, so that would work.
Okay. So where we wanted to start off today was just having a look at the Cephignis. There's no offer or anything like that, so it's like nothing to spoil. But wow, it's just something which we want to work out with like its stats and everything. Obviously, these are like the base stats that come in if you don't fill it in. So it goes alphabetical. That's why we have Abolish and Acid Splatter. But a good effect for the Cephignis, if anybody has an idea, something that maybe combines lava and aquatic together. Though it could be more lava or more aquatic, depending on, you know, what the idea comes up. But we just want something nice. Whatever we have today, it doesn't have to be the final thing as well. But if it gives us a good starting point, I mean, that would be fantastic. The Mimic's shapeshifting is sort of similar to the lycanthropy. Yeah, I get that. That's why I was thinking it must, like, transform.
So initially for the Cephignis, I'll jump to what aquatics do and what's useful with aquatic, but then what lava's all about, and that's that slow build of power.
Okay.
Aquatics also like to hop back to your hand. Quite a cool quirk. So maybe it.
Lava has dissolve, doesn't it? What does lava have to work with? It's dissolve and does it have something
strengthening.
else?
I believe.
Strengthening.
I'll get to my notes. Really not have these on paper. They are in Discord somewhere, but I'll make a forums post on Gilded at some point for them.
Oh, that would be handy because then I can check them.
Yeah.
Alright, so Wolfboy says, I would think that the Cephignis would have a good escape because they swim around in lava normally. It's a good point.
When this creature returns to your hand, transfer all strength tokens on this creature to other ally.
Oh, that's
interesting. Yeah, very interesting.
Oh, that's
good idea.
Okay.
And then spam it strengthening.
Then it doesn't have a return for itself, so something else has to trigger its return.
Yeah, something has to trigger its return.
So if it's in a lava only deck, it's a little bit harder to trigger its return.
We could add a new action effect.
No.
After you use an action, it goes back to the hand. No. Yeah, we're capped out on.
There's so many. I like that.
Yeah, that's cool. So it doesn't really do much on its own, but in an aquatic deck it'll work. What about in a lava deck? How would you use it outside of an aquatic deck?
It's hard for it to use in a lava deck. But that's to give strength to other creatures, really. It's what we can do to balance it out is make it very efficient at gaining strength tokens. So in the lava deck it's handy because it can build strength up quite quickly. Because at the end of the day it's only transferring strength tokens, so the effect is only handy in aquatic decks. But it's not really a disadvantage because it's still on the field and it still has the strength tokens. It's like a fail-safe effect for returning.
For the action effect, I've got dissolve and overexert. Strengthening is only through effect, not through action effect.
Oh, right. Okay. Oh, there's a different one. When this creature counters, return it to your hand and give adjacent creatures strength.
That sounds a bit more like it. You got a one-shard fish boy that can do a thing, come back to your hand, and strengthen other lava creatures. Well, any other creature really. So it's quite useful for all sorts of decks. So if you just start in the game for the first time, you get a couple of Siphignis, you're like, oh, I'll pop those poison.
Okay. It's different while countering because then you can't trigger it on your first turn.
Yeah. When it counters, return it to the hand. Because if that's worded that way, then when you attack a Siphignis directly and it counters back, it goes back to your hand, so it never ends up getting destroyed. It goes back to your hand.
Would you have to have that it survives? We can put in the fact that it survives and after the combat.
Yeah, maybe during the end phase, if it's countered, turn to your hand. Does it even have to counter?
It doesn't have to be the end phase, it just has to be after damage is concluded.
It could be when it uses an action. Or just straight up during the end phase, you may return this creature back to your hand. Give strength out. Oh, yeah. So, what if it had a high attack with overexert, an okay counter, and an effect where during the end phase, you may return this creature to your hand and put one strength, I guess, on an allied creature.
Return the hand, put 1 strength on an allied creature.
Yeah, but it's got it's a 1 shard with 4 attack with overexert. So essentially you're paying 1 shard to sit out torpedo fish. It goes bam on something for 4, and then at the end phase you bring it back to your hand and pop strength on something. Or you can use it for a counter. Or maybe swap it to a block, because it's lava. Lava's a little bit more defensive and offensive. That little 50% earth. Lava is definitely the strong solo element deck, though. Wait, hang on, I need up more. I think that Cygnus would have a good escape. Someone on lava. Yes, so definitely have them return to your hand effect. Return to your hand.
What if it's passive and if this creature is if this creature is in the ready state during the end phase, then it returns? Like you haven't used it this turn, so it returns. If it's sleeping or resting, it doesn't trigger it. So
yeah, that's probably going to balance it.
Because then that means if you want to keep field presence, you've got to keep attacking with it, and if you don't, it comes back. But then you can pop a strength token somewhere.
Oh, I see. You've got a... Okay.
So like, I didn't use it this turn, so my reward is I get it back and I put a strength token down. But I did use it this turn for damage, so I don't get to give a strength token, but it's vulnerable. So there's balance there.
Yeah, I like it.
Right, good. What about its stats? What are we thinking stats-wise? I'll start typing up this creature effect.
Oh yeah, I don't know if you want to get the editor page up as well.
The editor page, and this.
The card editor. Just just be careful. You don't put any sneaky previews out.
Well, that's why I've got that up there like that.
You're monitoring it. I see. Okay.
Ah, yeah. If you've got more than one monitor, you gotta take advantage. Okay, So, what are we naming this effect?
Hot splash.
Yeah, the Seth Ignis is going to be a one shard. There's not a lot of one shard lavas, I don't think. So Seth Ignis is kind of needed, and it's not even going to be that handy if it's going to be returning people's decks if people want some lava decks going on. I mean, like, God's sakes, I need some lava cards.
Yeah.
Let's go. Let's focus on the effect first. Then we'll do the stats. The 4 overexerts. That could be a lot of fun. I mean, 4 for getting out. Is that the same as Abaya? Is Abaya got a 4?
Yes, with Pierce. It's probably a signature of the aquatic decks at this point. Crap loads of damage.
God, just that beatdown. Yeah, I was thinking 1 health. If you're going 4, it's gotta be 1 health.
Yeah, so 1 health, 4 attack with overexert, so it's easy to kill them off because they'll be asleep next turn. And then maybe like a 2 or 3 counter.
Is there a point in a counter?
That's a good.
Because if it's returning.
Yeah. Unless the return is optional.
Well, I think it should be mandatory. So then you have to have field presence.
Okay, in that case, we can give it 2 attack.
Well, you could give it a counter because there could be a way to summon it during your opponent's turn. Also, you could always use a gravity crush thing on it.
True, there is a way to keep it around.
So it's not useless having a counter, it's just unusual. But
I'm thinking, well, it's a lava fish. It doesn't have to be pure lava. We could give it a fire attack with wounding, or even.
Why are you always so keen to dish out wounds? There's so many wounds in this game.
True. We could give it. Oh no, I was about to say earth block. That doesn't work.
I mean, it could kind of work.
I mean, it would fit, but like it would be hard to use it and give it earth with shielding, so block value goes up, but it's gonna be hard to keep it around.
Yeah, you have to really commit if you want to keep that on the field.
Could give it a light attack. So it's a laser torpedo lava fish, and it can do a direct as well for extra spice, but
it's not.
That might be too spice for one card.
I think the counter would be good.
Yeah, we'll give it a 3 counter, which is very strong, but it's going to be a challenge being able to actually use that counter. So I think that works out. So if you can summon it on the opponent's turn, you've got a strong counter, so that's a good reason to summon it on the opponent's turn as well. So it's an unusually high stat spread it's got, but similar to the Abaya, it's hard to actually use the card.
Yeah, it'd be silly. So, right, name the effect. Let's think. So if it's awake, it'll flee. So it is running away, isn't it? So it's like a swim to safety, or we're doing something else? By the way, what do you all think of my idea about direct counters, where they pick off the chosen member of an attacking swarm rather than the leader?
Also, the counter is a direct action effect. Because I've only got direct for attack, so it'd be what would a direct on the counter do? And it would let you pick out. That's an interesting idea.
Yeah, it works.
It does make a lot of sense. It's reusing an existing action effect, but for counters. A direct.
I was starting to think, do we double back on house action effects affect Swarm anyway, because I think it adds confusion. But I don't
Well,
know.
normally you attack the first of the swarm. If you've got Pierce, the damage cuts through to other swarm members, and if you've got Splash, it takes a full swarm.
Yeah, it's not too confusing. It's just I'm thinking new members. When they look at it, it's a lot of information. So it's a real info dump.
It makes sense
But
when you...
yeah, like direct would give it precision, wouldn't it?
Yeah, so direct you can go, okay, I'm going to kill that swarm member, so let's you target.
Ellie Primate, a fish that spits lava balls? Question mark. Richard, does Sething spit lava balls?
There's this swimming lava, really, so it's
swimming
more
lava.
Because your little nip, but it's a nip of molten lava, so they're kind of like cod. Is it cod? No. Yeah, no. Is it? Hang on. I don't think it's cod. I had one the other day, and I was gutting it, and like I was just trying to gut this fish, and it's just spikes everywhere. I'm like, this thing's dead, and it's nearly cut my hand open. Yeah, not cod. What do we normally have in the UK as fish?
We get a lot of cod.
We do.
Anyway,
Yeah, I guess.
Name for this, Richard.
Oh yeah, so if it's ready during the end phase, it comes back to your hand and gives strength out. So it's diving back down because it's aquatic themes typically, and it's giving strength. And something like induction dive or something.
Departing gift.
Parting gift. Yeah, I mean, it works.
Kind of works.
Could be a haddock. Yeah, it might be a haddock I had, Matt. Can't remember. Either way, I'm gutting this fish, and I'm like scared for my I'm gonna lose a finger doing this. Like,
I just had a couple of tuna steaks. Lovely.
Oh. Yeah, don't underestimate the average fish. If you grabbed a cod with your bare hands, there'll be blood everywhere.
Like the thing's like all muscle anyway. That's
yeah.
They're tough.
So imagine that, but it lives in lava. And it's got a big shell on it and stuff.
Right. Name of effect. We'll get there.
I mean, I do like Departing Gift, but at the same time, it feels more like an imperfect name.
Oh, it could be, couldn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah, makes a good point.
And it doesn't really emphasize the fact that it will go away if it's not tired. So it's wanting to leave anyway.
Just all caps, swim away. There we go. Catfish has
Maybe something to do with spike. Fishes are crazy.
You got one to know what else you expect from the stream today. Well, we're talking about we're gonna run through some ideas and just just spitball whatever if you've got some like spell ideas and stuff maybe after, because I've been looking at what spells we've got so far and where they affect creatures and elements, and it'll be good to fill in a few that are a bit lower numbers so we can just bring everything up to balance. And then we'll want to do another vote, you God, so we can have another card reveal, but we're going to save that for the end of the stream, just to be a little bit different, rather than at the start of the stream like how we normally do. So we will be doing a card reveal.
There is a tabletop server open. People do want to play matches, and we'll probably do the card reveal in tabletop as well.
I could even put that on the stream. Like I could put like top corner type thing, and
Oh, yeah, yeah.
have a game playing in the top. We make a giant catfish monster. You know what? If I had enough slots, the thing is, there's so many different creature types. You can't even get started on like making a good in-depth creature type because all the other creature types take up the slots. Just thinking, if we never did angels and demons, I'll be. It's 4 and 4, 8. And then slimes and avians. I think avians would always have happened. So we'd just say slimes. Minus those 3, we would have had 1 additional creature type for everyone. Like that's how much it's spread. If we're trying to hit the same numbers.
Nice.
No, I'm saying like it's ridiculous. Like it's only 1 extra for each. Just let Richard process that.
Yeah, hang on.
Right, so the effect is.
Brain's not working today, I'm afraid.
Yeah, I could tell you like default answered that, and I was like, no, Rich, it's a bad thing.
Oh wait, hang on a minute.
When this creature we don't say in the ready state, do we?
Yeah, so I'll put in bold because it's conditional. During the end phase, comma space.
Alright, I get you.
When this, yeah, it'd be a when, I guess. Yeah, during the end phase, when this creature is resting or sleeping, and then that'll be the bold part. Then.
Alright. When this creature is resting or sleeping, no, it's when this creature is ready, that's when it triggers.
Oh, yeah, sorry, yeah. When this creature is ready, then the actual effect.
Then the actual effect. What's the deal with slimes, by the way? Right now, the slimes are very... their theme is more feeling than actual strategy. We kind of have to see how they're going to come together, and then we'll chop and change them. Because right now they are like high stats but deteriorating, or they're, because of slimes they can like, they gel together and mold and link and things like that, so they're just blobs of mixed jelly things, and
a bit of a byproduct theme around them as well. So you'll do something, oops, there's a slime.
are we still doing that? Because at the moment there's no effects to support that.
I mean, it would be a nice, maybe not every slime, maybe it would be more themed to like an arcane slime.
Oh right, I get there is a byproduct. Yeah, because 2 of them.
Yeah.
I wasn't thinking. Yeah, there is a byproduct theme, as I've stated. Now, we're going to explain it. The void slime. That one likes to show up as... That is like a byproduct of the void, isn't it? Like something gets banished, and like a void slime can just fall out of the void. That is the portal that's been banished in. So it's like, oh hey.
Well, there's lots of void magic here. I guess I'll be born.
Yeah, it'll just
Oh,
like ghosts with ectoplasm. I think that's how it kind of feels. Like, oh, there's ghosts around here. Look, it's like slime on the surface.
Now we need a phase slime.
A phase slime. Whenever undeads are summoned, they just appear. So yeah, so there's that one, and I know lava slimes do the same, don't they? So that's That's like destroy a lava creature, and it's just the lava creature's like falls into pieces, and then I'm just a lava slime. Where'd that come from? Maybe slime. You could do the lore that slimes are like a little bit parasitic, like they're living creatures, and then when the creature dies, they like whoop, pop up.
That'd be parasitic.
That would be
definitely
something
We'll
weird.
be added back to the mods as one of the first slimes, I think. I'm also going to be doing a creeper slime. I want to replace the creeper with slime.
The wolf boy, void slime. I have come into existence. Yep, that's kind of them.
Now I am live.
I am live.
You were here, now I am instead.
Ziri's, sorry. What's the topic of discussion? We are working out the Seth Ignis effect, and it's taken us freaking ages because we keep getting distracted. So, during the end phase, when this creature is ready,
turn this creature to its owner's hand and do the thing with the things. Oh, we're going to throw targeting in the text. Yes, it'll be during the end phase, when this creature is ready, comma space, target an ally creature. So we need to tell the player to target a creature as well with it. Oh, will that be optional as well? You may target an ally creature.
So I'm getting mixed up with the grammar here. So return this creature to its owner's hand. Now I've done its as in it's a possession, and owners as in possession. But I'm like, do you double state possession like that? Return this creature to its.
Yeah. The full name is its owner, so then it's a possession of its owner. Its owners.
Yeah, I hadn't seen that before, and I went, oh, that looks weird.
Yeah.
Is that right?
Capital H as well, with keyworded hand.
I thought hand was never keyworded. I've done so many lowercase h's, Richard. We discussed this.
All that. Creature effect.
Is it card that's not keyworded? Maybe it's card.
Yeah, card isn't. Yeah, every iteration of hands cap. And all the effect. Right. Unbound and broken.
More creatures popping out of others. Yeah, basically we took set 1 demi imps and decided to just go crazy in set 2. Well, not crazy, but you've got the void slime, which isn't elemental conjuration. That's triggered through banishing, so that's its own thing. But the lava slime has elemental conjuration. And then we've got the new demi-imp, which is chaos conjuration. So, it's getting there, you know, they're filling up. There's options. Hashtag TCG, enter, blow up the field. Now that's an effect. I think save that for the goof cards. So return this creature to the owner's hand. And then what we want to do, like,
is in. I'm just going over some of these effects. There's a few.
During the end phase, when this creature is ready, you also want to target a creature, don't you? Target a creature.
Now, if you do target a creature, it's compulsory. So there's no creatures. The condition's not met.
But it can target itself. So
it can, because it's not return of the hand yet. Excellent. Perfect.
I
like it. If you don't include you may target, then you've got to do it as well. Is that fine?
Yeah. The target.
So you the only one on the field, you have to give it to an ally, an opponent creature instead, unless you put ally creature and you don't.
Is that not right? There we go. Target creature gains +1 strength. What level score would we give that? For the effect?
A 3, because that's like the middle score that we give out.
Most things get a 3. Oh god, why'd it fail? Oh, because it doesn't have a name. Richard name! Guy's name!
Induction die! I don't know.
The score modifier, Hugo. The score is just something for us to keep track of how we grade the effects. So if we go, oh, that's a very strong effect, we'll give it a higher score. And then that might affect how we... what other stats we give the creature. The modifier, that was in place for... It modified depending on the creature's like life or something, the creature's health.
Yeah.
If the effect was affected by the creature's health, if that makes sense, like this creature does so much damage for every health that it has, so the modifier would come in handy. Because if the creature had 5 health, then it would modify to be a more powerful effect. Or if it had 10 health, it would modify to be even a more powerful effect. Like, the effect is stronger depending on which creature it's on.
Yeah, so if you had a score modifier health 1, then it would get 1 score for every health that the creature's got. Because it's a health-based effect. But these are just for our background stuff, where we can, like, look at internal stats and go, oh, this one... Like, we actually look at cards globally and go, this one's rated really high, because the score add up a few parts of the card. Kind of guesses how good a card is just from the score alone.
Just under the hood stuff. They're saying boiling escape, heat sink.
Heat sink. Oh, I like that. That's pretty cool.
Well, like it's sinking.
Yeah, it's a fun little play on a. What do you call it? It's not play on word. Is it a play on words?
Well, yes, it is.
Yeah, I like it. Heat sink, because all one word as well. Because it's like a heat sink, it's letting off heat, but it said it's something hot that's sinking. That's good.
There we go. It's saved. All right. Let's have a look. So now we can add that to it. I'm doing that off screen so people don't see anything they shouldn't see. So we've got heat sink, and for its attack, we want a 4 attack with overexert. Do we already have a lava attack with 4 overexert? We do. Molten Fist. The yes. Yeah, the Sephignus will have Molten Fist.
We'll have to make it.
That caught me by surprise. I didn't see that coming.
Molten Fist. Does anything use Molten Fist?
I'm pretty sure it does.
Probably the Sharoof, isn't it? No, Sharoof's a lot bigger than that. What uses Molten Fist?
Can you check? I'm not on the right page.
Okay, yeah, I'll bring it up in the actions. Molten Fist. No creatures uses action. Oh no, Vulcan.
Vulcan's got Molten Fist. Okay.
Yeah, Vulcan's got Molten Fist. So need a new action.
Right, action manager.
Fish. Yes, Cyrus. Perfect.
What? Molten Fish?
Yes.
Molten Fish.
Probably what's a word for really hot and then have charge on the end, but not flames related. So we can't call it blaze charge because that would be fire. Be about heat or lava or magma charge. Why? Oh, there's an item in the mod called Magma Charge. We could call it Magma Charge as a reference. That could be pretty.
It's always like magma or something.
That's true. It would be nice to get some more synonyms there. A little
Let's
look.
see what we've got. Right now, we've got Helios Extinction, Hurling Brimstone, Lava Wall, Melting Spew, Molten Fist, Molten Might, Scorching Claws, Searing Scale, Searing's a good word, Smolder, Smoldering Contact, and Unbreaking Stance.
Do we have Basalt? We don't have Basalt used, do we?
Yeah, but does that really sound like an attack?
No, Basalt. Well, not Blast. No. Barge.
You would say Magma Rush?
Basalt Rush?
That's the thing, we actually don't have magma in this yet. It's molten and melting. So it would be different. Blistering, humid, febrile? What's that word?
What is that?
Febrile? I don't know which way it is.
Humid, I'd think water.
Humid, I think of air. You go, oh, it's humid today.
That's because there's lots of water in the air.
Yeah, but I would never go, this water's humid. I would go, this air is humid.
Yeah, I guess it's like mist, humid. So it's air and water combined, really.
I like Magma Rush. That's good.
Magma Rush does sound right. Like, so we haven't got Magma used yet.
Nah.
Oh, I thought we would have. I guess
Yeah,
we've both completed it just because Magma
I think,
we use loads of time. We've not actually used it before.
yeah, we need to get some magma in there. Magma Rush sounds good.
Blistering, I'll probably go maybe poison or acid. Maybe acid blistering.
I think blistering.
Like chemical burn, sort of.
Well,
I mean, blistering
well,
is.
no, you blister when you get burnt.
So it is like, but it's more like a skin thing, isn't it? So I think acid for like chemical.
It's the result.
Yeah.
Either from acid or heat.
Yeah, I guess blistering does. I've seen it in their theme, I guess, as well. So yeah, it'd probably be better as a lava move, thinking more on it. Febrile, having or showing symptoms of a fever. Oh, note that one down for poison, James.
What's that for?
Febrile.
Febrile.
Yeah, feverish symptoms. That's a nice word. And pyretic sounds more like it's fire. No, it means feverish or including fever. What?
It's because of the pyre part.
Yeah, so...
Searing.
Yeah.
Searing's always a good one. We've probably
Yeah,
got that in fire somewhere.
Probably.
No, we don't. We haven't used searing.
Cool. We'll use serum for lava then, because I think fire we can really go about the it's all flashy, wavy, and glowy, and then the lava side we can go it's really damn hot.
Well, do we want it for the counter?
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, when the skin gets burnt, it blisters, but it can also happen chemically. I think blistering. Like
Yeah,
when I say, "Whoa, it's blistering hot."
Yeah. I agree. Actually, yeah. So it's good for lava blistering.
Do we use searing as a counter?
Yes. We could just straight up call it sear. Although it's going to be a high, a 3 counter, isn't it? So maybe it should have a bit more to it. If it was a 1 counter, I think sear. But it's 3.
Oh, is it searing? Oh, right, it's with an A. I was thinking like Lear. Like how that's Leer. But sear.
Sear's, get your tarot cards out, mate.
So, searing swipe.
Oh.
No? Searing Swipe? Sea Seer.
Searing. No, we don't have to alliterate every bloody action.
But it's better. Searing Slap.
Searing Fish Slap. Sea Seer, oh god. Oh no. When skin gets burns. Yeah, blisters are, I think, when the body's hoying out impurities and crap from inside. Comes a big bubble of crap that eventually goes and leaves the body.
Okay, so Searing. You can change it later. I'll call it Searing Swipe just so we can move on.
Slash feels more like an attack. Swipe does feel more like a counter. Yeah, we can do swipe if we want. Won't be searing. Searing Drub. Drub. I like. But what is it? Oh god. Took me to Drupal. Oh god, I'm
Okay,
having.
guys, sit.
Fuck.
Okay, Searing Swipe. Where are you? There you are. Alright. Save. Refresh. Hey, there's the stats. So all we need is the artwork now. Anybody want to contribute that?
Oh, I like Searing Drub. It's basically to bash something. You bash someone.
You can use Drub for something else. I just
Okay, I like Drub for like.
don't underestimate alliterations. Lovely.
Okay, well,
It's pleasant to the ears for a reason. For a reason.
As long as we don't overdo it, you know. I mean,
No, overdo it.
I've had this chocolate today, and I ate over half of it, and I was sick.
Because you overdid it. Don't overdo it.
I overdid it too.
Right. So, what we all think of these stats? I mean, this is really strong.
Oh, I want us to think this in my deck, and that means it's a good card.
Every time it makes something new you wanted in your deck, you're just like, oh, I want that.
I'll have one of those. For basically every card.
Only half? Question mark. What?
Only half? Wait.
I'm not sure. Anyway, right, so we've got the Seth Ignis. You see why it takes like so long to make shard cards now? Like, really for ages debating Seth Ignis. So next up, what was the one? It was Strider. I wanted to take a look at the Strider. I threw in some... Did I throw in these stats? Did you throw in these stats?
I might have. I did do
Yeah, because I'm thinking I wouldn't have just put an acid attack there. I'm thinking this is your work.
Oh, I'm waiting for the stream to catch up.
Alright, so the Strider, I'll read it out for everybody. So we've got Whirlpool, which is a 3 attack with Splash. The Strider is a 3 shard, just so you know. 6 health, and then a 2 attack with Dissolve.
The
Why is it only a 2 attack with Dissolve?
Yeah, that's the default acid splatter. That's the default second action. That's why. It's also its name's wrong now. We've got a Y in Strider instead of an I. Being changed. Strider.
Okay, we can make that change.
You do it. They stride better if of Y. If it's an I, they don't stride as well.
Strider. Oh, Richard, did you see the new art for I'm not sure if you like it or not, the ghost jellyfish.
Oh, I think I did. Did I put a comment on it?
I don't know. He's a funky one. It's
Is he on the site?
yeah, he's there. Strider with a Y.
What's our
Ooh, updated. There we go.
aquatic.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, yeah. It's a little. Oh yeah, I remember seeing it. It looks epic. I like it a
Oh,
lot.
I wasn't sure. I was like, oh, what have I done?
No, I like it. Got hands.
It's got hands.
Give it the jellyfish hands. What people are gonna flip out.
I just, when I finished, I went, well, they can't all be winners. I'm glad you like it.
I like it.
Okay, so what people say about the Strider? Give it a counter splash 2. Okay, so it's all about that splashing. Splashy boy. Strider grabs people. Is the ghost jellyfish an aboleth? Richard, aboleth?
It's currently called Ghost Jellyfish, but I like the sound of aboleth.
Yeah.
Up, and I like the look of how it's similar. Though it seems to be in D&D a bit, so is it outside of D&D?
Ooh. Yeah, that's always a thing. They
As
like
of
to
like-
protect their stuff, don't they?
Yeah, because they're very nice.
It would be cool if the Strider's effect allows you to rest or sleep it or something to return 2 shard or less opposing creatures to its owner's hand. Okay.
That said, aboleths are big monster eels. I don't know if it's eels. Anyway, the Tractor Strider. Oh, I got this kid on tabletop. It all died. Everyone's flipping out.
What happened?
Tabletop died.
Ah.
What I'll do is I'll keep it closed for now, and we'll open it up near the end of this.
Okay.
That way I can.
So Strider should definitely have a detainment effect.
Yes, the Striders, big, tall, stompy on everything shrimp creatures with dangly, almost jellyfish parts. And what they basically do is they've got these big claws and they grab something and hoy it up in their little tangle of poison stingers, and then just carry it around and just eventually digest it there and then like nibble on it. That's the life of a Strider. Always striding, never stopping. So something to do with picking stuff up and incapacitating them. There's also the dissolving part, so maybe that's why I left the acid on there, maybe as a marker. It would make sense to give it a secondary action at acid for that theme. Aboleth is a void aquatic, I see. Yeah, a void eel called an aboleth would be quite cool. We should save aboleth for an eel, I think.
Hugo's saying, like, do a splash counter. So then it's like the Strider's just splashing both ways. Like, I mean, it's got like a load of tentacles, it makes sense. It's a very splashy boy, but then you're not really embracing that poison part of him. Unless it's in his effects. But then that's... I don't know.
I think... I think an attack with splash would be nice. We need lots of those, really. Because a Strider's a big one. It's going to be like probably about 2 or 3, maybe even... Well, not 4. About 3 shards. Well, it is 3 shards, isn't it?
Yeah, it's 3 shards.
So I think giving it a splash makes sense, because when you get the more expensive creatures out, you should be able to knock away clusters of smaller, weaker creatures to make the expensive creature more worth the time investment. Because you kind of it's generally the rule. It's easier to summon 3 weaker creatures than 1 bigger creature, because you've got to wait for the bigger creature, whereas for 2 turns you've got 1 creature and then 2 creatures. So you should always have that little edge. So I think a splash means it can just come out and go whack and just clear out quite a lot. And splash is a big part of water. So I think a splash attack would be cool. And
Yeah, I think its splash attack actually needs to be stronger. Whirlpool.
yeah, that looks like placeholder.
Yeah,
Definitely.
that's why it might be unfinished. Like it might have just been put that there, put the health there, and it just hasn't been done.
6 is the average damage for 3 shard, so it's double. So, but with it being splash, we normally knock 2 off. Actually, it's a 3. We normally knock 1 off, I'd say. So a 5 splash, that's 15 damage, but spread across 3 creatures.
A 5 splash.
Yeah,
That's strong.
very strong. But it's a 3 shard. I think that's because 5 splash is strong because it's 15, but it's 15 damage spread, which means if you've got one Strider versus just a single 3 shard opponent, it's not that strong at all. It's 5. It's below average then. So it's situation.
Yeah, but as soon as you get 2 opponents, it's above average. So 3 makes it ridiculous. We always debate splash.
Yeah.
I always try to lower it, and he always tries to increase it. The thing is, if you get splash in the right situation, you devastate.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
So why make it like
I
almost as strong?
4 is reasonable, isn't it?
I was trying to see if the roar had splash, it didn't. I think if we just look at water, the Hydra's got Tidal Wave, which is a 4 splash.
And that's a 4 shard, isn't it?
Yeah, but it's got a stronger Lashing Jaws, which is a Focus 7. So that's where it has balance. The Thresher is a 3 shard with Whirlpool. So it has... It's got that 3 attack.
Splash.
But you can get it out easier by resting it. So it's got a huge advantage with that. You can get it out for 2 shards. So there's a bit of balance there. There's a bit plays into that.
Yeah. I'd say 4. Give it Tidal Wave as well. And while that's a 3 shard in...
Give it Tidal Wave.
yeah, I know the Hydra's got Tidal Wave at a 4 shard, but that is its secondary attack next to a decent 7. And the Hydra's also got Cleanse, which is what makes the Hydra really powerful. Cleanse and it's 8 health.
Right, so the Strider had Tidal Wave at 4, and then the 6 health. Do we keep the 6 health, or do we make it a bit squishy to balance other things out? Or do we make it a bit hardier and give it... I don't know. It depends what its effect is. So if we're looking at its effect, Zeros is saying when this creature attacks the enemy summoner must discard X cards into a separate pile. They add those cards back to their hand once the Strider dies. I think that gets a bit confusing, adding another pile into the game.
Yeah, adds a new zone to the game.
That's basically like a separate void, isn't it?
Yeah, it's in Void 2. Yeah, we can't really...
I get it, like it.
Really. I can see the...
It works, but it goes down a rabbit hole that can make things a lot worse for the game.
I'd say 5 health for the Strider, so it has less health than the Thresher.
Well, it depends what the effect is first.
Well, I think the Thresher's got Whirlpool. I mean, it does have Delayed Awakening, but it's got Whirlpool at 3 splash. The Strider has Tidal Wave at 4 splash, so should have a little less health. And then the they feel quite balanced amongst each other.
Right. Strider's a tough one. It's been blank for a while.
Yeah. Person could discard stuff they don't want until later.
If it's still going into that separate pile, it's a problem.
I think it just means like how they would react to it.
All right.
Also, it gets more into void or to void or maybe ether territory of hitting cards for the hand.
True. You just think of the theme like, oh, it's got lots of hands, it's just grabbing stuff. So I get that. But it's different when you're playing into element themes as well as creature themes. Like, oh, this creature's personal theme is this. Because otherwise, because what we said originally for the Hydra was, oh, we'll have it regenerate heads and that'll be funny. But it just didn't tie into its element or its type. So we didn't do that. But we've still got a few that like break themes a little bit. We just try not to overdo it because the game becomes too much of a Wild West.
I've had the cruelest of ideas.
Okay, let's hear.
So we have it basically it grabs stuff and incapacitates. So immediately I'm going sap territory, and normally it saps arbor or frost, but we do have a few breaks for it. Like the Remobra has constrict, so I was like mass constriction, and I'm thinking splash with sap, and I'm like, we shouldn't do that, but it would be pretty funny.
So it just puts everything to sleep.
Yeah, so
That's mean.
With sap. It's horrible. Oh, but it would be so cool.
Yeah, so he was saying one of the effects similar to the Carcarian from staying out on the field. It would be good. They need a bit more of that.
Yeah, 3 shard, you want it to stick around. I think the 1 and 2 shards like come back to the hand, but once you get to 3 and plus, you're kind of keeping them out. So something like Purging Tendrils or something that basically any creature damage that it damages, so when it splashes hitting 3, they lose 1 weakness and 1 shield and 1 vitality. This is use 1 of each type of beneficial counter token even.
I think what would the Strider had an effect that triggered on when you get a creature summoned to the field. So it's always about the returning part with aquatics usually, but remember aquatics is returning and it's the waves, isn't it? So we need some that emphasize the summoning to the field. So you get the Strider out. The Strider's your big boy. His effect should go off when other things come to the field. So you return something which triggers something to come onto the field. That's when the Strider triggers. That way you get that forward momentum. And it works in other decks where people just summon things normally. So it's got more blend.
Once a player gets a Strider out, they sort of push for the win, don't they? Same with the Thresher, the Hydra, they should offer...
That's how it should be from like 3 shard plus.
Yeah.
Like your 4-shot's definitely your finisher. Your 5-shot's like a luxury thing. So, but if you like 3 shards, some 3 shards do it. 4 shards should definitely be doing it, or they should be giving you the key to assemble. So the Strider, but think of it that way. One of its splash damages all enemies after summoning a creature. Oh god, imagine if you could set that up with like some type of infinite loop or something with there. Oh, when I summon this returns. Oh, but then when that returns, I can summon this, and when that gets summoned, this gets... and the Strider just... splashy, splashy. That's definitely like a cracking ability of anything.
Yeah.
There's your finisher.
Chain of 5 though, so you can only have 5 effects bounce off each other, and then you've got to stop. So
no, it's just like if, not an infinite loop then, but like if you had like a long chain of different effects that were going off.
More combat healing?
More in combat here. I think there's room for that with other creatures. Really, with the Strider, I would like to see some real like killing combos with the Strider, with it just being a larger creature. That's all.
Definitely do want more combat healing, but yeah, like Strider's a warrior, basically. Big boy. Send your big boy out of ship. Could the Strider have a capture effect? If it rests, it captures a creature worth less shards in it. So that would essentially just be how Constrict works in the Remobra. Basically the same thing. So it has capture, so... I mean, that would be interesting, actually. So it's like the Remobra, but the creature comes to your side of the field as well.
Well, that's ether then, like mind control and stuff.
It's more, it's kind of like ether, but the creature comes sleeping, so you can't actually use the creature. So as long as it's under your control, it's sleep. And as long as the Strider's there, you've got it. And then you can basically blow it up for something, I don't know. Yeah, it kind of becomes not as useful. I mean, it does keep the creature out of the opponent's control. Strider's more reactive than proactive. I guess it... I mean, my finisher doesn't have to necessarily go in and do the finishing, like wipe the field and take out the opponent's life. It can just be sustained, where we've got the Strider out, that's not budging, and then you benefit from it. Kind of like I guess Trent's a good example. You still need to build up, although Trent does go finish.
And there, you could just make the Strider be a, like, when the Strider's out on the field once per turn, you can return a creature on the field to the hand and summon a different creature. That way the Strider is like the puppet master, like he's like there with all his tentacles and he's like, oh, you back, we're having you into play now. And then he's doing that, so the Strider's deliberately triggering other aquatics effects, but still useful in other decks, because you might just be like, you get the Strider out and it go, okay, I'm done with you. Like for other decks that use on-summon effects, say you had like a load of fairies and you were trying to get binding spells, you go, okay, return the fairy and we'll throw out a Pixen instead.
Mm.
And then when they're attacking the Pixen swaps out for the fairy, and the fairy's effect triggers and everything, and then if the fairy happens to survive, the Strider go, okay, return the fairy again and get this out instead. And this...
Okay, so when a creature returns to your hand, you can summon another creature in its place.
No, the Strider would be able to target a creature, return it to your hand, and summon a new creature. So it would just literally pick up 2 creatures, one from your hand, one from the field, and swap them.
Swap.
So it's the middleman for creature effects that are when this thing returns to the hand, but there isn't anything else that returns it to the hand.
So I think it'd be cool if it could react to like a buyer. Buyer comes back to your hand, you can get a 2-shard creature on its place because your Strider lets you do it.
Yeah, the buyer works on its own. We don't have to worry about that, but there'll be other creatures.
Hmm. Be quite strong. I guess that's like a cleanse, isn't it? You can basically cleanse.
I guess it is a bit.
Do a swap and swap back to cleanse. So there's a water theme to it. So I think that's a bit strong. It's like a cleanse per turn. I'm like, well, yeah, it's water, so that could work.
That would actually be really good. I'm not sure if you've looked up the. I named it the Anglux. You need to check that out.
Angler is mystery.
But if you check his effect, Strider works with that effect. God, why is my phone going off? What do you want?
Revealing a little reword.
Always needs a reword with you.
These little rewords. It's underlined, but it should be bold because it's passive effect. It needs like
No, you gotta
Oh, wait.
deliberately inflict one weakness to activate it.
Okay. Oh wow. Okay, I see.
Anyway, that's off camera. That's not important. Oh well, I guess right now actually we don't have any passive trigger effects unless we give it to like Ghost Jellyfish and Isonade. I mean Mizuki's could change as well, but I like Mizuki having the Pixin effect. That's fun because that's also quite thing. Anglux
yeah.
has been added to Shard sheets, spelt right and everything.
I don't know what it is then. If that's the case. Yeah. Yeah. See how we could have a lot of effects like that actually. Then in aquatics where it damages the creature in some way to be used, so it doesn't seem as good. But then we can cleanse them, so it's okay.
Yeah, the returning is cleansing, so it's very beneficial.
I think the Anglux effect should affect all pose and cloak creatures, not just one.
I think it was comparing it to the Octoculus and stuff. It needs.
Octoculus do all.
We'll look at it later because you know it's being cryptic in front of people. It's no fun keeping them out the loop. So Hugo would say, yeah, once per turn, target a creature you own, return it to your hand, free summon a creature from your hand of equal or less shard cost from your hand. Sounds lit. Yeah, because it just means like Strider's out, the Strider starts controlling the game a bit more. It means your aquatics start to flow just that little bit better. And like I say, it would work in other decks as well. I mean, it's a good anti-wound card, really. And the Strider coming out, or something's wounded. If you've got two identical creatures, one in your hand and one on the field, and the Strider can just keep swapping it.
I like
That's
it.
a very powerful effect. I mean, when you start to think about if
do
it's
it.
something bigger on the field.
Oh, could we give the Strider a... So it's got 5 health. A 6 counter with Dissolve Acid as well.
A 6 counter?
Yeah. Brutal counter on it. Actually, 5 counter. Well, 5 counter. Below average counter. 6 is average for 3 shard. Oh, no. We -1, so counters, don't we? Ah. Yeah, so 5 would be average counter for 3 shard creature.
Let me get back to Strider.
6 would be a high counter for
So Strider. Right now it's got Tidal Wave, 6 health. I mean, really, if you want it to be that controlling presence, you'd want to give it that Whirlpool and 7 health just to keep it on the field.
Yeah, okay. Whirlpool, 7 health.
Well, what do people think about that? Do we want like an average health and a better attack and have the Strider there, or do we want the Strider to be more control, field presence, 7 health, slightly lower attack, but it's more about how it interacts with other creatures? Because one way it's relying on other creatures, the other way it can boss the field a bit more with just that extra 1 hit. Because otherwise the Strider can only really wipe out 1-shard creatures with its Whirlpool.
I mean, it is a crustacean, so it does have some very heavy armor on it.
Hugo wants low health, good attack.
Low health, good attack. With low health, good attack. Like...
Already got the Roar's bulky shard border aquatic. True, the Roar does return as well, but without the benefit of summoning. This now does just a straight up swap. Yeah. Beyblade saying low health, good attack. Roar should be changed so that Strider has 7 health.
We've got physical copies of the Roar out. Roar's a hardcore, to be fair. I mean, you don't mess with
Okay,
Roar.
right. So we'll go. So it's got average health. So which means we'll go with the Tidal Wave. So it's got the 4 attack, which means it'll take out pretty much any 1-shard creature and some 2-shard creatures, which is decent.
Yeah.
And then you want to give it a counter.
Yeah, an acid count with dissolve.
Is the 1 already in place?
Probably.
Alkalescent Whip 5 counter.
Oh, it's like a whip as well. Oh, nice. Yeah. Alkaline sort of acids. Interesting. I mean, it is weird external jellyfish tendrils, so maybe it chose alkaline based. Okay. I'm happy for it.
Okay, and its effect. Let's have a look. What we're naming its creature effect, guys. 4 attack, 5 health. No, we're going average 6 health.
Yeah. Alas, physical copies. We don't want to be changing them. Unless it's urgent or vital that we make the change. Once physical copies are out, we can't really... We could errata them in the future. But ideally, we don't want to do that too much.
So, what would its effect be? It is like a Puppet Master thing, but I don't think Puppet Master sounds good. Not for a water effect. Shrimp Pimp, that's its effect. I don't think that's what Cyrus meant, but I'll put that there till we think of something serious. So we've got Shrimp Pimp. And he pimps out his... I don't know. So it would be an underline, wouldn't it? So... Is it an underline? Just... We would say just during the main phase. Once per turn during the main phase.
Just once per turn. And that means main phase or aftermath phase.
Okay.
Not unless specified. That's the general rule. Because if you did during the main phase, you couldn't do it in the aftermath phase.
I don't want to do it in the aftermath phase. The aftermath phase sucks.
So it'll be once per turn, target an allied creature, and then the actual effect. Send the target creature back to your hand out something with equal cost. Of the same shard / mana cost, which have to be identical. Maybe a little bit restrictive, so if you're rolling some golems, you have to be careful.
True. Okay.
Means you can use it with elementals as well, so you can swap your Jengus. Whoop, whoop. That'd be cool. Everybody like Jengu lives matters. Oh no, I shouldn't have done that. It just came up. Yeah, it's got the same counter as the Ashixi. Yeah,
I like the Ashixi.
Yeah, it's nice, the Ashixi. I might make it to the mod sooner rather than later, that one, because I do quite like it. I like that it just big thing that just goes across the desert.
It's got its little cactus there in the background. It's what Benito drew. Drew a little cactus. Return the allied creature to the owner's hand. We'll see the owner. The owner summons a. Am I doing this right? Return the allied creature to the owner's hand. Full stop.
And then it'll be. I'll probably do a comma. Oh, you could do a full stop, yeah. And then free summon.
Oh, got free.
Yeah, free summon a creature with the same shard and mana cost as the target creature. Into the target creature's position.
See, if we always just did summoning costs instead of shard costs and mana costs, it would fix it.
Actually, yeah, summoning costs makes sense. Yeah, just use summoning costs. Yeah, I forget we can do that.
As the returned creature. So, return the allied creature to the owner's hand. The owner free summons a creature with the same summoning cost as the returned creature.
It would just be free summon. Rather than the owner free summons, it would just be free summon. So it's like an instruction rather than a story.
Alright, free summon. But does not have to be specific that it's the owner who does it, not.
It's always the owner that the instructions are for, unless specified otherwise. So yeah, it's instructions for the owner of the card. Well,
yeah,
for the
owner of the card.
The activator of the effect, rather.
Alright, so I could return one of your creatures and summon one of mine. I thought it would be for like my mate. So like if we were allies, and I went, I'll return your creature, I thought you would get to summon something.
Oh, for cross.
So I'm returning something and putting something on the field, like, cheers!
Yeah, so you can. I see what you mean. Yeah, okay, I see. It makes sense now. Okay, yeah.
It doesn't have to be. I mean, it can be return yours and some one of mine. I mean, that's a fun way to do it. Imagine going, sorry, I'm just gonna do this.
Yeah.
What are you doing?
Yeah, we'll leave it like that because
no, it's all right. I've got a plan.
Funny, but also when you use, although turns are shared anyway, but it's actually interesting. One ally can exchange shards to another this way, essentially.
Yeah.
So yeah, I like it. I mean,
it's like trading crypto into other cryptos instead of selling it, so you don't trigger tax. You guys get it, right?
The same summoning cost as return creature. Do we mention into the same position as well?
Yeah. Free summon a creature with the same summoning cost as the return creature. Hang on.
Does that be the same position? Because it's grabbing something, bringing it back. It could pop something else somewhere else.
I
doesn't
guess
have.
it could, couldn't it? You're going to start seeing Striders and Avian decks now.
Yeah, Striders for Avian decks.
You summon a creature.
Seaside Raycow deck, James.
Same summoning cost as the return.
True Seaside deck. I actually really like Shrimping. It's great. I like Torrential Exchange that Hugo suggested.
Oh, it's Shrimp Pimp.
Seaside Transport is cool, but with the seaside part, it's restricted to the sea. And I'm like, what if I want a freshwater aquatic or something entirely different? That's water element to have this effect instead. And then I feel like that creature's got to be sea themed. And Striders also are in freshwater as well as seawater. There's different like versions of them. So I think the seaside part kind of restricted to a location. That's the only problem with that one. Otherwise, it's a nice sounding effect name as well. Hugo thinks position? Because I imagine it'll grab something and meanwhile it's popping something else somewhere else. So you could do the same position if you want, but it doesn't necessarily have to do a swap. It can go putting you over here and then you're going here.
So it's just doing a shuffle, isn't it?
Yeah. I think it's always nice to give the player a bit of repositioning control as well.
I mean, I like Torrential Exchange.
Yeah.
Are you worried about it being too water themed in case it... What other element could it tie into?
I like Torrential Exchange. It was Seaside Transporter. And the only problem... Like, I like the sound of Seaside Transporter.
Oh, in case it's a freshwater.
Yeah, it's limited to the seaside. That's the only problem with that one.
Should we go with Torrential Exchange then?
Yeah, I'm game for that one. Oh yeah, it should be another creature with the same summoning cost rather than a creature, and that way it emphasizes you can't just summon the same exact card back. It can be another creature of the same, but it can't be the same. You can't just pull it back and pop it back again.
This has the potential to be very strong. Should we make the score like a 4, just like above average? I think it could be very good.
Make it a 4, yeah, because it does pull something back first and then something out. Whereas it was like straight up summoning effect, I'd give it a 5 or 6.
Okay. Torrential Exchange. Save. Go to the card. Do a little refresh and boom. Look at that. So is this going to be the stats for the Strider? This is where we're going to be testing when this guy comes out with some lovely art, I hope, you know? Unless he comes out like Ghost Jellyfish.
Hey, don't knock my Ghost Jellyfish, James.
Just look at him. He's hideous.
Amazing.
I don't know. Should we reveal Ghost Jellyfish for Allah?
Who wants to see Ghost Jellyfish?
I drew him. I think he's bad. Richard didn't draw him. Richard likes him. Like, Richard's a good fan.
If one person says yes in chat and nobody, at least one person.
Oops, I've revealed Mammoth. I mean, we're going to. I didn't get to, like, build it up. It's been done. Surprise!
The room.
I was going to reveal the Mammoth. Nobody talk about the Mammoth in the room, did you say?
Oh, is there a Mammoth? Yeah. Don't mention the Mammoth in the room.
Don't mention the Mammoth. Let's wait for chat to catch up because Fame Blade's in Ghost Jelly.
Yeah.
Hang on, we'll get there.
I think we should
see Ghost Jellyfish. Ah! There we go.
Fish.
They've seen the Mammoth.
There it is. Mammoth. Straight. Because sometimes it doesn't have, like you said, James, it doesn't have to be this, that, or the other. It can just be a mammoth.
I mean, we could change it. We could give it an extra O. It could be a mammoth.
Mammoth.
Should it be mammoth or mammoth?
It can just be. I mean, it could just have a mammoth.
It could be mammoth. We'll start adding earth to
Yeah, I mean,
to the
they're in
Schism
the Shard.
universe.
I mean, I haven't mentioned mammoths, but I could. But like a lot of standard animals, like horses, cows, and stuff, they're all in. They got shipped over from Earth to the other planet. So... Ah, look at the mammoth though.
Yeah, it didn't have an effect for the mammoth, so that was going to be like the surprise tonight.
He's going to be good muscle for Frostex, which. Look,
I mean,
yeah,
I think Frost has more 3-shard creatures than any other element.
yeah.
So
Frost.
when it was like, oh yeah, making the mammoth and everything made, it was like, oh no, I see what we've done.
It's okay. We'll just release loads of 1s and 2s later. We'll go, no, we're done with big boys for Frost.
Yeah, I'm really trying to push for more 1s. We were going to have a nice Arix for a 1-shard Frost, but somebody wanted to be a 2-shard.
Well, because we had the Demarix, and then we had like the unity between Afrit and Arix, so... And then you did the
and
new...
I liked it being broken up a bit, but you didn't.
Yeah. It's nice to break things up, but sometimes it's nice to have symmetry as well.
Ah, like...
Not the neck.
Like alliterations.
Yeah, sometimes you've got to have your alliterations, like your cold collision, but then other times you want a Winter's Guard, you know?
Mammoth should do something with preservation.
I don't know.
They've raised $15 million to try and bring back mammoths. They're having another go at it.
About 6 years' time, they expect to be popping them out.
They're
going to start by popping some out of elephants, and then they're going to move into just breeding the mammoths with proto-mammoths to just have mammoths. It's going to be pretty lit.
Be cool if they pull it off.
Yeah.
This went quiet. The music goes quiet every now and then. I get suspicious. It's still going, apparently. Let me flick ahead. There we go. So yes, mammoth effects. Be funny if I had something to do with preservation. We don't have to keep these stats exactly the same. If we think the mammoth should do something else. I mean, let's look at other frost creatures and see what we got. I think it's better to compare it to frost than it is to beast at this point. So we've got the Serpix, a 3-shard frost creature. That's got Freezing Billow with a 6 attack with sap, 6 health and a 4 counter. We've got the Yeti. That's got Cool Collision, a 6 health, and Winter's Guard. Alright, so it's pretty close to the Mammoth. So the Mammoth is just 1 health below Yeti. And then we've got Wendigo, which 6 health, a 5 attack, that's Nether, only a 1 block with Cool Presence, and it's got Soul Conduit. And then there's Cryothite, which also has Cool Collision with 6 health and Winter's Guard. Maybe we're overdoing it with that, but that's got Elemental Hardening.
Well, I'm thinking, what if we give it a quick attack with Overexert that does a crap load of damage? Big charge, and it gets tired.
Okay.
And then... I mean, Winter's Guard's a nice block.
What if when a creature sleeps, the Mammoth gets a shield token?
I could work with sap, actually. Because I was thinking, wouldn't that be more for reptiles? Because reptiles have a lot of...
The Mammoth looks like it's frost because it lives in that environment, but it doesn't look like it inflicts frost element, if you know what I mean.
Yeah. So yeah, if it's got a quick attack of Overexert and it sleeps itself. But yeah, whenever a creature sleeps, does something could be cool because you combo some Frost Weavers and you're in for a good time. Spam that Verglass Web from the Frost Weavers, zap the crap out of the opponent, and the Mammoth just does a big trample on them. Yeah, the Minotaur's attack.
Charge.
Strong enough. Yeah, because charge. The Minotaur's a 2-shard creature, I think, is it?
Yeah.
Yeah. So
It
charge.
needs something bigger if it's going to have an overexert.
So Mammoth would need probably Stampede instead. Then same but stronger.
Oh, it's such a lonely stampede though. If you've only got one mammoth.
Overexert and swarm.
Oh god. Just give it like stampede and make it a swarm. Because we don't do swarm on big creatures. It would be funny.
Could? Would it get used?
Give it a. I don't know. Would it, guys? People would try. I don't even have to wait for them to answer. Like, what if you gave it like an overexert big attack and in a smaller swarm attack where you could get a load of mammoths out and just charge your enemy down?
God. Oh man. Oh, that could be cool.
Like, what's our strongest swarm?
I mean,
Have we got a swarm above 2? Do we have a 3 swarm?
let's have a little look.
Because it could be fun. Caesar said Stampede. Like, we could still do the overexert thing and go for a big hit.
We've got
So
Sovereign
something
Sting.
like the Minotaur. Our Sovereign Sting's a 3, isn't it?
Yeah.
So that's our strongest swarm. Do we up the game with a mammoth with a huge
Give
stampede?
it a swarm. Stampede 6 quick swarm.
6.
Yeah, that's average damage for thing. Obviously, it's a swarm, so it's a +1 there. But it's 3 shards, so it's going to be a challenge to make use of the swarm.
Could the mammoth do something with crushing? Yeah, because we haven't even thought about its effect. We're getting excited over it being able to stampede. Talk about its effect a bit. I'll write up this this swarm move.
I do like the idea of working with sleep. So I think we've got an attack called Trample, an effect called an attack called Stampede. That's a quick swarm. We could have an effect called Trample, and basically when it attacks, any creatures that are asleep are dealt damage. And basically, if you're asleep, you get trampled on by the mammoth when it stampedes.
Oh, that's good.
Yeah, it could be like 1 or 2 damage, quake damage, and if you've got 2 mammoths, you got double the trample for your stampede as well. So
yeah, but it's also a disadvantage to the swarm because if well, they've got to be sleeping, haven't they?
yeah,
And the mammoth won't have a sap. Okay, it's not a disadvantage. But something else has to attack first to sleep it for the mammoth to come in and charge.
you just use Frostweavers for a simple setup as well. Anything that does a little bit of sap sets up your trample. So then you do your stampede, and then you trample with it as well.
Like Zuri's making these connections. Yeti gets Pierce. Pierce equals stampede.
Oh, God.
Could the mammoth do something with crushing? Oh, sorry, I already read that.
Okay.
The swarm isn't that great. Yeah, but we get excited by swarm. That's why we're making it a second ability, not its primary.
Yeah, it's got the trample effect, which is going to be the main part. The swarm is more flavour to stampede. And if you can pull off a stampede with 2 or even 3 mammoths, that's going to be tough.
Is that how you spell stampede? Stampede?
Yeah. It's like a million, but it's stamp. I don't know. Yeah, it should be right.
Did it? Okay. So it's like quick.
Spelled right anyway. Yeah, it'll be quake damage. So deal 2 quake damage to all sleeping creatures.
But
All
this is its swarm.
Oh, yeah, 6.
Should it be
Oh,
5 or 6?
6. It should be decent on its own. 6 damage is good on its own.
Oh god.
It's a little niche bonus.
It just excites us because we're pushing the boundaries. Like, we've never went above 3 on Swarm, now we're doubling it.
Just pop a hive mind on it.
Oh no! You got all your bees summon one mammoth. No!
Feed. Oh, yeah. It's going to be good. It's going to feel so good, that, for Swarm deck.
Somebody's gonna build it. Yeah, I like the idea of gaining shields when the creature sleeps, so I like if it attacks a sleeping creature.
Just when it attacks.
No, it's good because a lot of Frost is putting creatures to sleep, so a Frost creature that gets an advantage from attacking a sleeping creature is just a nice trigger. It seems so obvious, yet we haven't thought about it.
Yeah, cash in on that. It also counters reptiles, which makes sense. When reptiles are cold, they hibernate, so Frost's kind of a good counter to reptile deck. But that's kind of okay, because we've got an element countering a type, which is very different to a type countering a type, which we should not. One element countering an element. No.
Alright, I'm just going to be a bit quiet when I'm typing away. So, Stampede, do we still want to give it an overexert, or does it just... Well, there's no point in having a cool collision, otherwise it kind of needs that overexert now.
Oh, you mean for its other action?
Yeah.
Do we give it a counter with overexert?
I don't know, there's an intent... Do you want to go double attack and... You know, I don't know.
We could go double attack with it, like, and just give it a another quake attack with overexert. Be quite cool. We've got a frost creature. I think this will be the first creature that has where both of its actions don't match its base element.
We not got that already?
Don't think
I'll have to look that up.
It'd be nice. Like, we definitely need it a bit more. Should be rare, but unless we've got a creature with 3 elements already somewhere.
Maybe. Well, there's one here, just Intensified Strike. Can give it that. And that's an 8. With overexert.
Yeah, that's spot on.
I feel like you need to keep the health at 5.
Being a mammoth, James.
Oh god. Right, so its effect.
Trample. Stampede and trample. Should it be when
Draconax has 2 fire actions in his order. Oh, there you go.
Oh yeah, the Draconax.
So it's trample, and it gains shields when it attacks a sleeping creature.
Oh, it was just going to be when it attacks, deal 1 damage to all opposing sleeping creatures.
Just the 1 damage?
We could up it. We could do 2 damage.
I don't know, I just think if I read that, I'd be like, well, that's situational if it kills a sleeping creature or not.
Well, yeah, I guess we could do 2.
Give it Wall of Chunk.
Yeah. All of the chunk.
It's a good mammoth. Trample.
Yeah, I guess 2. makes more sense, doesn't it? Yeah, so it does, when it attacks, it does 2 damage to all sleeping creatures. I mean, even one could, because it could target a creature that's sleeping and then attack with Stampede and essentially do 7 to it. Finish it off.
It could just do a +2 damage to a sleeping creature if it's attacking it. So it's just like, oh, it's on the ground, I can do more damage. That's me being a mammoth.
Yeah, +2 additional combat damage. And then when you swarm, that's +2 per swarm member.
God, that's dangerous.
Although, no, it was more, essentially it charges in and then it tramples the field a bit and comes back. So anything that doesn't shift, so anything that's asleep, gets stood on. So it's like an area effect. And that way it can get cloaked. Although cloaked would be exposed anyway. Yeah, I'd say 2 damage to all opposing sleeping creatures. So just outright trample the lot. And then if...
I don't know, I think it's better to have the targeted damage. It's more effective that way.
Well, it's the same. So you're still doing...
No, like, your way, you can do more damage with one attack because it would damage everything. But that targeted damage means that 8 overexert becomes a 10 if you can sleep the creature beforehand. That's deadly.
It would still be a 10. Because it's so you target a creature that's asleep. When you attack, you do 2 damage to every creature that's asleep, including the one you've just targeted. So that would lose 2 health already, and then you'd come in with the attack, finish it off. So it would include the target creature if that's a sleeping creature. It means you can attack something that's not asleep, but then have another creature that's only got 2 health and is asleep, and take that out with it at the same time as well. Or do both, like they're both asleep. Attack the one with the higher health, and then do the bonus 2 damage as well to kill it, and then the other side creature gets killed off as well. And it's kind of like a splash almost. Sleep splash.
Is too much for targeting all then?
Maybe.
It depends how good you are putting things asleep. If it's a frost deck, it's going to be deadly.
Yeah, I'd say 1. And then if you've got 2 or 3 mammoths, the true stampede. You attack with 2 mammoths, that's 2 to all of them.
And then say, remember, it's frost, not quake.
Its actions are quake. Its actual base element is frost, so you can pair it with a Reaver, and it'll fit nicely in a frost deck. But its use is all about quake.
Its frost effect is coming in because it's targeting something that's asleep. So it's because frost put things to sleep, its effect triggers because it's like, oh, there's a sleeping creature. The odds are frost has put it to sleep. I know, like, you could still have a sleeping reptile, but the odds are that would happen during your opponent's turn, which means it'll only be a resting reptile by the time you get a chance to attack it.
Yeah. It makes it a very good dual type. It's a bit more quake dominant, but it's got that frost flavor that makes it work. Because it works well in a frost environment, but it in itself is actually all quake, which sums up a mammoth. It goes stampeding in.
That's a series saying gain splash when attacking a sleeping creature. Lol, don't actually.
Oh god. I think trampling all sleeping creatures, because even resting creatures can go, oh, I'm going to shift. But sleeping creatures are just out for the count, or they're so tired they can't move, and then the mammoth comes in, charges on the stampede's the main thing, does its rounds before coming back, and then we got 2. So it feels like the mammoth's going everywhere.
There's no point in gaining shields if we've done the double attack. We could rework it later if we don't like it.
Yeah, I think this is pretty cool.
If we decide to give it a shield later, then yeah. I think the targeting sleeping creatures is a good way to do. We could definitely do the when a creature sleeps, this creature gains a shield.
Yeah, I don't think
which is a good frost effect, but Just mammoths, you think of stampeding, trampling. I think it's a good theme. So for this fit, it works.
I think when a creature sleeps, this creature gains a shield would work great on a 1 or 2 shard frost creature, maybe 2 shard with Tormentor and a good block.
What else? What other frost
could-
creatures have we got? Hang on. I've got it here. I haven't got this chart up yet. Nice and bright. Watch out if people like dark mode. Frost. We've got a Frost Beast Pengar. We've got Frost Mammoth. We've got Frost Dragon. And we've got the Frost Imp.
Frost.
I haven't really got it for this turn then. Unless the Frost Imp gets it, but that's survivability, which Imps don't really do. Not well, anyway. Frost Dragon's effect is undefined.
Oh yeah, could give it a Nidhogg.
But then it's an even bigger creature that's got it, not a smaller creature.
Yeah, Nidhogg's only got a 2 block. Has Guardian like, but wouldn't really work as a. You kind of want a nice 2 shard Tormentor little protector creature you can just pop out.
It's saying Mammoth looks like a blocker because it's a bulky lad. It is.
Yeah.
I get that. You always think of Mammoth as quite peaceful as well, and we're giving it a double attack.
I don't know. We played Skyrim. Don't mess with Mammoth.
What do we do? Because we could just give it the swarm and then the block, and it's a bit more balanced.
So it would have a block of shielding.
It would just have a block, and then its effect would provide shielding when it tramples.
It's not as fun. I think this approach is better. It's you can get a Mammoth out and it'll sit in a Frost deck or a Quake deck, and it does damage. I think Frost very sap everything, block really high. They do need a bit of attack power. I think Mammoth's a good opportunity to give it that, where we can basically throw get some offensive Quake and wrap it in a Frosty package, essentially. So we don't have too much offense.
Right, hang on, where was the effect? So what do you want trample to be? Let's just put it all on the card and have a look. So it's in bold. When this creature attacks, or just use an action, because either way it's attack.
When this creature attacks, deal 1 Quake damage to all opposing sleeping creatures.
And I've made that all bold, haven't I? This creature attacks. Something like that. And what value would we give that effect? The score. It's niche.
3, I guess.
Thought it might have been a 2.
Well, it's splash. Now I'd say a 3. It does do a lot when you use it.
Alright, let's see how this looks.
Yeah.
Rample. Like, I'm torn between it, really. Right. That's how it looks as it stands. So it's got Intensified Strike, attack with Overexert, 8 damage. It's got 5 health, which means it's not as bulky as some of the other frost creatures. Then you get 6 damage Stampede with a Swarm. And then Trample. When this creature attacks, deal 1 quake damage to all opposing sleeping creatures. It's very much about the frost. This doesn't really tie in with any beasts. I mean, it's a beast of a card if you were to summon it.
I mean, in a beast deck, it's still just offering so much power. Essentially, it is more frost themed, like.
Yeah, because right now with beasts, the only thing that contends with this at level 3 is the warg, isn't it? That right?
Yeah.
Let's have a look. So the warg has Apex Strike, that's 6 damage, 6 health, so better health, and then it's got an Ambush, which is a counter swarm, and that's 3. It's got Prior Pact. When a beast is summoned, this creature gains +1 strength. So this creature is very beast based, where this mammoth isn't as much. And the warg could kill the mammoth could kill the warg.
No,
It
it's
depends.
fair.
If you're building a beast deck though, you would bulk up with wargs, not mammoths. Mammoth isn't really for a beast deck.
We'll also have more beasts with Stampede in the future as well.
It could. It could happen.
Yeah, I think for the blocking side, we've already got a lot of good blockers. Frost. We don't have any shield spenders.
Don't have any shield what?
Spenders, I think.
We
Yeah.
can. That's what we should look to with a frost effect, a frost spell. I mean, that would be quite good.
I mean, that said, shielding is more of an earth territory thing. Frost does do shields for effect. But
Yeah, we could do a general effect that people could use in either earth or frost, depending on their preference. Let's have a look. Your number set to 30 on you. Okay, so we've done the mammoth. I want that copied. That's what I was doing before. That's done. So this is Ghost Jellyfish, guys. Set to 30. Are we ready? Wait, is it 30 or 130? Have I messed this up? Ooh.
Oh.
I did 130. Go. What would that have been? What would have been revealed?
Nothing.
Mind Wipe. That's the one we snuck in already. So that wouldn't have been bad. Okay, here it is. Boop. Ghost Jellyfish. It's got no stats, but it's got a picture, so enjoy. So, this guy, he's kind of like half a jellyfish, half a squid, isn't he? He's
Just need a name.
Yeah, he needs a name. I think he's got character in that eye, though. He looks mildly bothered that he's getting his picture taken. You know, I just look at that eye, and he just looks a bit peed off.
Yeah, he's coming. Just stream's caught up now.
He's a bit far. I wasn't sure about the hand thing, but I thought nothing really emphasized the phase.
Yeah, I like the ghost hands. It's cool. The ghost hand.
Yeah, it's just be out. I don't know, something a bit different anyway. He's a quirky one. A doll maze. Where's that come from? Is that from something? A doll maze?
Doll maze. Well,
Yeah, jellyfish don't have eyes, but jellyfish monsters do. I don't know. I was just looking up. I didn't want to do a typical jellyfish. He is quite. When I did the head, I was like, "Oh, I'm gonna do this like elongated head thing," and then I was like, "Oh, that's quite octopusy." But yeah.
I did a search on a doll maze, and that time I got reincarnated as a slimes come up.
Oh, it's in that, is it?
Maybe. Oh, you need to watch season 2. It's quite interesting.
Oh.
Quite interesting.
Apparently jellyfish have eye clusters. Let me look it up. Jellyfish eye clusters. Even though we can't see them, is there some significant thing about it? Jellyfish have 6 eye clusters. Each contain 4 very simple eyes consisting of pigment-filled pits to catch light, and a pair of more complex lensed eyes at just 1/10 of a millimeter across. The lenses are made of material that has variable optical properties. Oh, that's freaky. Right. So literally they just pick up light. They can tell whether something is light or dark.
It's like the starting point of eye evolution.
Yeah, it's getting there.
It's easy for eyes to evolve. It's happened so many times.
Yeah, I get this one's got an eye and stuff, but I mean, I think back to like Pokemon, and Tentacruel was a jellyfish. He has some eyes. It's just, I don't know. I could have just drawn a jellyfish, but I feel like if I did, it would have just been a jellyfish. There was just nothing. What makes a jellyfish doesn't make it monstrous in any way, and it was kind of hard to. I mean, you could have done like a eyeless jellyfish with a mouth, but then people argue that like it could have been like a really cool like scary teeth thing, but actually I think that would have been better. Now I'm thinking about it.
I mean,
but people would have said jellyfish don't have teeth, so it's hard, like how you balance fantasy with scientifically accurate.
Yeah, it could be a jellyfish that's evolved an eye. Or you could just give it a crap load of little eyes to replace that one with a few. Or just give it lots of pupils so it looks an eye cluster then.
Yeah. In the head I was going for ghost jellyfish, but at the end of the day he's not as jellyfishy as I would have liked, but he's still some type of sea creature. At the end of the day, ghost jellyfish will be gone and it will have its name, and people will go, it's a phase aquatic.
That's true. It is a phase. Yeah, it could be a jellyfish-like cephalopod. It'll have its own name. So yeah.
Like, this is the set of the cephalopods. We've got the Kraken. We've got the Strider, which is a bit cephalopody as well, because he's got his tendrils. And then we've got Ghost Jellyfish, which is more like Ghost Cephalopod. So
Needs a name. Once it's got a name, it's its own creature at that point anyway.
that's it.
And when
I'll
in
have
doubt,
another go to Ghost Jellyfish in the future, but it'll be for a different card.
more jellyfishy jellyfishes where you got loads of weird lights and crap going on inside its head thing. And
Yeah, you know how hard that is to draw. I was like looking at so many pictures, and I'm like, I don't know how to make it transparent. And, like,
just draw a galaxy, draw space, star shit, and then put it in a bag. Easy, James. Just draw this amazing galaxy cluster and put it in the bag.
just put it in a plastic bag, tip it upside down. Done.
Yeah.
Just tell me when I could cook him. Oh, do you think he'd taste nice?
Or I don't know about cooking it.
Do people
So-
eat jellyfish?
Any Locra. It's a cool name, but what does it mean?
Any lock?
Eating.
I've got a better design idea for like a ghost jellyfish in my head now, and I'm gutted because I'm like, I could have done that.
You can eat jellyfish in many ways, included shredded or sliced thinly and tossed with sugar, soy sauce, oil, and vinegar for salad. It can also be cut into noodles, boiled, and served mixed with vegetables or meat. Prepared jellyfish has a delicate flavor and surprisingly crunchy texture. That's really good for you. Well, now I want to eat jellyfish.
The jellyfish.
On my bucket list, James. I need to eat jellyfish at some point. Oh, but it is so light. And, I think now that I know that it won't kill me eating the jellyfish, I'm all for trying out some jellyfish. I'll either eat it and then love it and then eat it for like 2 years straight and then get sick of it, or I'll just absolutely hate it and never eat it again. Yeah, apparently it's crunchy. There's a crunchy texture to it. I guess it'll be kind of like when you bite your mouth and it makes that little crunch clip. Oh, it's horrible when that happens. But I'd imagine it'd be a bit like that, maybe.
Sorry, I'm like trying to just sketch out a jellyfish design now.
I think Ebisu has to do with jellyfish. Okay.
Look on, need some jellyfish names. I mean, I like that. I was going to say Crunchy. I'm reading the wrong line. Crunchy. Let's name him Crunchy.
Crunchy.
That sounds like a jellyfish name. Abisu is. Abisu sounds right. What was it that Hugo said again? How far? Am I just not me? Oh yeah. Any Locra.
Ebisu is a Japanese god of fishermen and luck. Might be a bit too of a powerful mythology behind it.
You think?
Yeah, if it's meant to be like a god of fishing and we've got a 2-shard squid representing it.
Well, I think one of the 2-shard reptiles is named after a dragon or something. I think it was just like appropriate.
I mean, a 2-shard ghost jellyfish versus human being. It's going to be the jellyfish that wins, so let's face it, it's pretty tough. Toothis. Oh, that sounds cool. Reminds me of Tefia from World of Warcraft. Because good memory vibes.
Oh god, I need to look up some reference pictures of jellyfish here, like just what I've got in my head. Jellyfish. Let's see some beautiful pictures. How would I make this work?
Is that not a city?
Okay.
Yeah.
Just give me a sec, guys.
Oh no, it's ancient Greek for a small squid.
You want the see-through part, because that's something I didn't do. It's the see-through bit. It's like they've always got like this like big tendril thing in the middle. It's weird. Jellyfish are weird.
What about Tuspira? The Tuspira.
I don't think it's better than what's being suggested.
Oh, do you know what Latin for squid is, James?
Squid? No.
Lol ego.
Loligo.
Loligo. Oh, that's cool. I like that so much. Oh, that's great. An octopus is polypus. Nozaki, an actual ghost jellyfish. What?
A ghost jellyfish exists. So the thing, like, ghost jellyfish doesn't exist, it can't hurt you. Ghost jellyfish.
Oh, Nozaki-kun anime. Have I seen this? I seem to recognize it. No. I think I have. Have I? When I was binging on the trashy anime.
You've watched so many animes, you don't even know.
Yeah, there's some animes I'll be like, I recognize that from some anime. Oh yeah, I watched that on a weekend once. Sure, I've seen this.
Is chat saying anything? I haven't heard anything in a while, Richard.
Oh, Ecto something. We could go the Ecto route.
What else does the jellyfish have? It's all about the light, isn't it? Isn't that just whatever colours catch them? It's so strange. Could give it like little stripe things. Was that too much? Be with you in a sec, guys. Just. So, eyeless jellyfish. But just with like big creepy long teeth. That's kind of what I've done. See what you guys think. Hang on, where's my camera? There we go. So I could do that for like a ghost jellyfish. So like I'll try and do like transparent, maybe like some cool lights around like the stripe bits. Then do the big creepy teeth, and then typical like tendrils that come off it, and then like that long typical bit that comes down. I'm not really sure what that is. A lot of the jellyfish seem to have like a main stalk, and then like the smaller tendrils around, and the tendrils are like
Seeing the
listen.
streams caught up. Oh, it looks cool.
They could do something like that.
Yeah,
And that would fit more phase with it being creepy. This one that we've got here, I could take away the arms and change the element completely, and it could just be something else.
You wouldn't. Oh, it looks cool though.
I don't know, just a thought if you want it. Because
it's creepy as well, that one, which goes into the phase horror.
Yeah, I really like phase being more horror. And I was kind of reminded of that and went, oh, that's a bit disappointing that this one isn't as creepy. I think I could go more creepy with that one, and this could be something different.
Ectula, I do like that as a name suggestion for squid. But yeah, I love the art of that. I'd like to see that come alive in like some deep abyss theme where it's dark, deep water. Really trip that whatever that phobia is called.
Oh, I don't know, but I think I've got it.
Do you reckon, James? Ectula.
Ectula's nice. Would it be for this one, or would it be for the sketch?
For this one, the sketch, I think we can have something that sounds more like a type of bacteria or viral strain, just to really drive home that's a creepy creature that shouldn't, like...
Yeah.
That's too scientific for me to know, so I'm even more scared of it. Whereas Ectula sounds... I do like its arms. What would we swap this to, element-wise?
I don't know. I don't think we need two-phase...
Thalassophobia, that's the one. Yeah.
Yeah, it depends what triggers you, isn't it?
Yeah, I like that mouth coming out the head. Like, you're like, oh, what? Since when did that
like
thing
the encroaching mouth, isn't it? It's like...
Yeah.
So that's what I've done. It's just because Hugo was saying, like, oh, eyeless. So it got me thinking, and I went, oh, actually, I could have done, like, a really good one like that. And I think I would have been happier with it. But, I don't know. For a quality...
Can we make this squid arcane and keep its hands?
Probably.
Its arcane hands.
I mean, Arcane's 6. And it's 6 last, so it's 12. So it hits average. There's some that below.
And then we can give it a cool arcane effect. Like, we've already got quite a lot of arcane with aquatics somehow. Like the IORA and stuff, we could go into that territory of effect.
I don't know. We'll think about it later. I think maybe moving on to the voting part, we'll vote for the new creature.
Okay, I'm gonna whip up the simulators of the tabletops.
Okay, what creature cards are we voting for today? I'll bring them up on here.
I've got some suggestions on the Gilded event.
Okay, let's name them out.
The Venus Triffid and Mana Mine. 2.
Did they see the Venus Triffid? It got revealed, didn't it? It got...
Yes. I think.
The Venus Triffid... I think they saw the name or the top of it. I'm not sure if the... But Mana Mine we could do.
Are you going to put the poll up, or do you want me to whip it up?
you whip up the poll. I'm getting the code so I can change these into our suggestions. So there's Mana Mine. What else was suggested?
Yeah, there's Venus Triffid. That's all I've got on Guild so far. Let's have a look. Any on Discord?
Apparently it's been thingy. So was Venus Triffid and Mana Mine requested by the same person?
Yes. Yeah, they're both Hue Gods. 2 Hue Gods.
We just get one suggestion from people.
Yeah.
Instead of
any
two.
of the suggestions put into YouTube stream chat? Or the Gilded event, because I've got that up. That's 2 places to check then.
And if you don't suggest anything, then it's just what's already on screen, which is the Cephignis, the Strider, and the Mammoth. And 2 of them don't have art, so it'll look really silly if you don't suggest something.
Oh wow, that would be embarrassing.
And those cards get unlocked. that would really push me to do the art for them. So you'd have to like check every day, see if it's been updated.
Yeah. Mana Mine. Fame Blades for the Venus Triffid, so that shifts it off Hue God.
Okay. There's Venus Triffid again. What number are you? 024. No love for the Brackenmore.
Oh, come on. Oh, the Lightning Reptile. I'd be game. I do really like that one.
Umbani.
Yeah. Umbani.
Oh, I love its effect. Power Nap.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
So proud when I came up with that.
Good one.
Umbani?
I really want them in the mod. Looks so cool running around, wouldn't they?
It looks like he got a fright and he just went lightning going everywhere. Like, I feel like they should go around and then if you get too close, they literally just
light up.
Like they like just like really tense up and spark. And they go, fuck off.
Make a big squealy sound and you're like, oh, I'm paralyzed. Yeah. Umbani. We've got a vote for Strider, but we don't have art for it yet. Well, I think
the Strider's already been wiped out by Umbani. So all that's left is Cephignis, because I'm not retyping. That's just me. Do we just do the 3? Or do we leave Cephignis as a wild card, see if people vote for it?
We don't have Cephignis art yet.
Yeah, but it would push me to do it.
Boglet has been suggested. Now,
Fame Blade's already got a suggestion in.
Yeah, for Venus Triffid. You can change to the Boglet if you want. Cyrus likes the Umbani.
Yeah, well that's where we got that in.
Go wait for the chat to catch up. We can swap.
I really like the Umbani. I think the background as well was like so lazy. I just gave him black background and I just gave him like a white platform to stand on, and then just did like spikes to it just emphasized like the shock factor of the Umbani's like reaction. So for background, really easy to do, and I think it was just quite nice and pleasant. I've done something similar for a spell. I think that's all we're getting.
Okay. So Venus Triffid or Mana Mine or Umbani
or Cephignis.
Yeah. There's no art. No.
Boo. Boo. Richard.
Here we go. It's up. I've got it up for them.
Oh, what am I even voting for? I don't know.
Okay. What am I gonna?
I think Mana Mine's going to be too strong, you know. Like, I don't think it'll have to be knocked down a lot, but I bet when people start using that, that becomes like the OP card.
I've already got a decisive. Oh no, we have a tiebreaker already.
Ooh. I made my vote.
Oh.
I didn't know who was winning at the time, and I thought, oh, am I gonna make this interesting? And I think I just killed it.
Be done.
What have I done?
What did you do?
Oh, it's different on here. Okay. So what I read right now is 50% Mana Mine, 33% Umbani, 17% Venus Triffid. Guys, you know, if we just all coordinated, we could have been getting Nincolum, Coral Kobold.
Load of rodents. Could have had a load of rodents.
I know.
Oh, we're back at a tie again.
Oh, okay. It's gonna come down to these two, isn't it? Mana Mine Numbani.
And if none of them get it, it's a Venus Triffid, that way everyone's happy. Now, if none of them get it, it's the let me just, a minute. It's a Craxid on acid. It's acid crack. Acidic Craxid. Yes. That's what'll happen.
What's that about?
The acidic Craxid. If it's stuck on a tie, then it's the acidic Craxid.
It's not changing. I think 7's our max. We need the tiebreaker. I mean, does the Venus Triffid look okay anyway? I think he's like very simple.
Sometimes simple is. I think that's right.
That's getting there. I think the art production's still right down. I say that. I hadn't been able to do any art for about a week and a half or 2 weeks. It was a bit tough.
Yeah, there'll be 3 or 4 images come out. I'm like, whoa, he's going to town.
Yeah, I blasted like 3.5 in a day, and then the next day I finished the half. So,
be in the office and I'll go bloop 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 bloop. I'm like, what's? I'm just looking at my phone like, ah.
James is hard at work, just bang, art. Just get done. I want to. It's like suddenly like the jellyfish idea came to me. I'm like, oh, hang on, and I like sketched out this, and I'm like, well, now I've got to do this one. I mean, it's not even like that creative. It's just jellyfish with a mouth. The thing is, I could literally just trace that. I could record myself doing a video of me tracing it, and I just double up on the art. Like I could do art and a video in once. It's great. I love it.
Got an idea, James.
What's the idea?
I'm gonna end this poll and do another one. Problem solved. Can't have a tiny poll if your poll's not a poll anymore, can you?
Okay. So an 8th person came in and voted Venus Triffid. The man after your own heart there. Creature of chaos.
Oh, yeah.
We've got DDD. Or is it triple D? I don't know how he actually pronounces it.
Okay.
How are you doing?
Another poll.
We've got a poll.
DD, welcome. It's weirdo. We're just doing a vote on the next card that's going to be out on TTS. But we had a
You threw combat in there.
what? Oh, what? Combat wasn't. That was a joke. Oh no.
Comba's gonna win.
Oh no, we don't have a combat. Oh no.
Oh no.
Oh my God.
It's 33, 33, 33.
Oh no. I was tempted. I was like, no, I shouldn't. It'll just get the people to vote for it. I think, nah, they won't vote for the combat. It's a joke.
Vote for the combat, we need it.
I mean, combat's pretty cool.
Comba's winning.
Oh no.
43%.
What have I done? We got Comba in set 2, is it set 3?
We don't have a combo yet, no.
Okay.
Set 1, it's a spell.
Oh yeah, technically it's in set 1, yeah. Okay. Let's try that again.
Combo should just only ever be an honourable mention where it's in spells and it gets attacked, and that's like the joke.
No.
No, because
Lead up poop throwers.
yeah, but it makes people happy. The new people who come in and be like, "What's this creature? Where do I get it?" And they're like, "You don't. You just get the spells." and it gets slaughtered. So combo 1. You happy? Like you God's reaction.
There we go.
What we got this time?
Votes back. Just the 2 this time.
Oh,
Oh,
that's no fun. Umbani, lightning dino.
yeah, I put a
big ass bomb
wrong
spell.
for people new in as well. So I can actually pair the 2.
Ooh, 47, 57, 43.
Oh god.
Oh, it's close.
Oh god. Oh.
Are we gonna get an 8th vote that's gonna tie it up, or do we end it? Do we do a countdown?
Okay, let's do a countdown from 10, James, okay?
Okay.
10,
9,
8,
8, 7,
7, 6,
5,
5, oh no, 4,
3,
2.
1.
Okay, I'm going.
It's Umbani!
Oh, it's done. Ooh, what was that? A roller
Steam
coaster.
updates
wasn't it?
all the time. I'll hop on tabletop and we'll come and see it get revealed.
Yeah, the server's up.
That'll be a finish off to our little stream. God, it takes ages just to go through like a handful of cards. I thought it was going to be a reproductive night.
Oh no.
I think some new ideas got birthed, which is good.
Yeah, it just shows how long a single card takes a lot of the time, and it's important to get these things right. And sometimes things will get completely changed, which is cool.
Yeah, they do.
Cool part of it, isn't it? Okay, I've just made the live public proto copy card.
The live public proto copy.
The live public proto. The LPP of the TCG. Umbani?
Umbani.
Umbani? How do I? Oh yeah, edit adjacent. Okay. Off I go, Jason Land. Whee. Saves.
That.
Oh, 11,000. Okay. Believe I've birthed it, James. Think.
The music's became so, like, a little bit ominous. Or maybe not. There's a bit of an upturn.
Okay. Do I have a little summoning thing for it this time? Probably want lots of lightning thing.
You guys not happy with the voting outcome. If it means anything, I did vote Mana Mine myself. Richard, which way did you vote?
Oh, you know what I'm like.
I have a feeling. Well, I was thinking we don't have enough spells unleashed, so I would have liked Mana Mine. I mean,
Mana
saved objects, too many. A lot of them are like outdated, what you call it, outdated decks.
Okay.
Some of them failed, some of them... I'm going to do a clear out sometime. I've got a ward deck and a warding deck. Like, who knows what that means. I do have my booster pack bingo cards. When we did booster pack bingo, I thought that was a really good
Fun, I enjoyed it.
that was a really good video, and it didn't get many views, unfortunately.
Yeah, I'd love to do more booster pack bingo.
Yeah, it just didn't do very well with the views. So I mean, yeah, we'll do another one at some point. I think it was a good laugh. There was energy behind it. It was just a... I mean, we should do an IRL booster pack bingo. Next time we get the order a new batch of cards, we'll do an IRL booster pack bingo. And I think that'll get more attention because when it's on Tabletop Simulator, people just don't want to watch it.
Yeah.
But yeah, we'll see.
Okay. You ready for Umbani?
I think they're ready.
Go. Get it while it's hot. It's gonna be gone.
Oh boy.
Whoa.
Very nice.
Umbani.
Just put this over here with the new ones. Let's have a look at him. I mean, we've already seen him, haven't we? But there he is again. So, Umbani, do we think this is going to be like a nice top tier card for set 2, Richard?
Wait, is it what now?
A top tier card?
Oh, yes. I believe so.
Yeah, like Voltaic Field, that's 2 attack with splash at level 1. I mean, that's pretty strong.
Yeah. Well, it's got that counter of Pierce.
Yeah,
So
static shifts. Count as Pierce.
A massive Swarm Buster, holy crap. And then Power Nap. Sleepless creature. This creature gains 2 strength. When this creature attacks, remove all strength for this creature, so...
Yeah, so if you can keep it on the field and keep it alive. I mean, you can Power Nap and then Lizard Lure it back to being awake. And that gives it a temporary attack boost. It's several steps, but I think this guy's going to cause some damage. Yeah, it seems kind of slow. But like I say, when you've got Lizard Lure, it speeds things up, and if we have more support cards for reptiles, which I haven't really discussed because we want to talk about support cards. If we've got some support cards like something else, I'm not sure, it doesn't have to wake up reptiles, but if there's just something that keeps reptiles in the game while they're resting, I mean, that would be quite good.
There's a lot of effects that benefit from sleeping reptiles as well going in.
That's true. So there's chain reactions.
Yeah, so sometimes you want a reptile to sleep. That's a requirement for something else. So that's going to be a good thing.
Yeah, we definitely need a channel spell that does something every time a reptile sleeps.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Or perhaps a ritual. But what it does is questionable.
This thing has Splash and Pierce at 1 shard, so you get 1 power nap out of it successfully. You've got 4 Splash on a 1 shard creature. That's insane. So,
well, that's it. Imagine you've got like a couple of lizard lures in your hand. You could power nap it twice, charge it up to 6 splash damage, or 7 counter with Pierce, and leave it on the field to defend. Like, it's gonna take out anything. But the I mean, 6 splash damage from a level 1. That's gonna be tough. You haven't seen the lad above Umbani, the Scorn. Yeah, he came out. It wasn't last time, was it?
no, he's been out. Oh, was it? He was sneaked out a long time ago. Like
he was like a hidden reveal.
Yeah.
Scorn. He's got his bequeathment of strength. I think that might. Will that change? When this creature is destroyed, target an allied creature. The allied creature gains +2 strength. Nice and simple. Works well in lava decks. Works great in imp decks.
Yeah, also, I think the Honoboa is a good example of why the Umbani sleeping is great.
I think Honoboa is like the only example of chain reacting with reptiles right now. So the rest will have to be spells, but I think in future sets you'll get more, unless we change some of the reptile effects. I wouldn't change Umbani's though. I like his. His works too well for lightning and for
Excellent.
Yeah, because I mean, we've got a spell. What's it called? The pylon spell.
Oh, I forget its name.
It's just lightning pylon, power pylon. It'll be something completely different. Pylon discharge. When a lightning spell is cast, the spell gains +1 strength. When a creature performs a lightning attack or counter, increase the combat damage of the creature by the amount of strength on the spell until the end phase. Remove all strength from the spell during the end phase. Oh, hang on. The way that's worded. Increase the combat damage of the creature by the amount of strength on this spell until the end phase. Remove all strength from this spell during the end phase. That implies that more creatures can use the same charge from the pylon until the end phase.
Might be intentional.
I don't think it is.
Do we think it? Maybe not.
Well, why would they all use the same charge? That's power for nothing. That we've solved the energy crisis, Richard, with the wording of a spell. An arbor reptile that gives vitality to sleeping creatures sounds cool. That would be good.
That would be nice.
Have a leaf. It'll make you feel better. More cheap lightning spells, that's the intentions. We've got chain lightning as well, don't we?
Oh yeah, chain lightning's good.
Chain lightning's a 1 mana spell, so you can use that and iridescent lightning. They're both multicast. So that's all we've really got right now. But, I mean, it's enough to do a lightning deck. Isn't it? You get a pylon out. I mean, you're allowed 5, you gotta remember. So you get a pylon out. You can chain lightning for up to 5 in one turn. Or you can do 2 with a iridescent lightning. So there's options there. I don't know. We still want to do Vigor Ball, don't we? Which would actually combine with reptiles really well as well, because that's supposed to be like an emergency wake up. It's supposed to be like shocking your creature back awake. I didn't think about it actually chaining with Pylon Discharge. But the Umbani would really like a nice Vigor Bolt as well, because you could wake up the Umbani with a Vigor Bolt while charging up a Lightning Discharge for then the Umbani to use when it attacks. Oh yeah, multicast counts. Like, multicast counts is, it's the same card, but each multicast is an individual cast. So that's how the Pylon Discharge becomes really effective, because I say Iridescent Lightning will get you two strength onto the Pylon Discharge, when the Chain Lightning could get you up to 5, though you probably used some to draw anyway. But you know, a 3 or 4 would still be quite good, so you could charge that up right away with like 3 strength, say on average. And then when your creature goes in for attack, it has to be your creature's next attack though, so your first attack has to be a good one. So there's a bit of strategizing there, which creature you go into first. That's the only part where you don't have control. When the Pylon Discharge is there, it is your next attack. You can't choose when to discharge it. But there we go. We've got the Umbani. So there's this is like 2 lightning creatures out now. I think the lightning starts to become more viable now for people to test out, because now we've got the Rusted Teslatic and the Umbani. So what other lightnings have we got? We've got regular Teslatic, of course. We've got a Abaya. Any other low level lightnings? I suppose Raidra would count as low level. And then... Oh wait, does lightning not have anything above level 2? Is Beather the strongest lightning card we've got?
It is.
There's no 3 shard lightnings. Okay.
We need some lightning muscle at some point.
It's the same as Chaos then. It's just got overlooked for higher tier.
Yeah.
Oh, that's interesting anyway. I still think you could build a good deck with just those, you know. Beather's like your powerhouse anyway. If you start getting if you start getting Striders out on the field, and you can swap your Beathers in your hand, your Beather can keep wounding itself, and the Strider can keep swapping them. That would be funny. Oh. I had a concept that synergized with lightning spells, clockwork winding up. It just reminds me of Back to the Future, lightning striking the clock tower. You would just do a binding spell called Lightning Rod. Any lightning spells will just hit it harder.
We need a 3-shard lightning creature with 9 splash damage, and a 9 pierce.
Let's not.
Yeah.
Not a 3-shot.
Is if it's destroyed, it destroys both creatures adjacent to it and deals 5 damage to your life. There we go. Oh, that was a rush. It's got 2 health.
For set 2, if I pull the chart back up. Where is it? There it is. Set 2, lightning. Let's see what we've got. We've got the eel, the Mizuki. We've got... oh, there's a spoiler. Like Corinne, that was going to be a big lightning horse, but that got ditched for other lightning things. I mean, 2 lightning golems. Next one's going to be a 3-shard lightning golem. We've got the lightning reptile and a 2-shard lightning demon. So with the Mizuki being a 1-shard, I put Hugod's lightning scorpion idea in the arachnids, even though there's no number there. I just wanted it there, so I always remembered it. I like that combination. Will elementals just stay the same? Would be cool if there's like stronger manifestations of each element with different abilities. Don't know. There's an idea for elementals. It's gonna get worked on after set 2, but well, the last time we talked about it, we were saying after set 2, but before set 3 as like a mini set. Do I want to go ahead with telling them a bit more about that? See, they get them excited.
Can do.
Do you want to tell them? Because I've got a bad cough going.
I'm just thinking it's getting a bit late, that's all. So I'm like, I need to get to bed.
Oh, well, we'll wrap up with this news. We've done the reveal. So yeah, so the news is basically, if we can do... It would be good to do like a mini 3rd set that has the elementals in them. Some sort of powered up elemental, and then we want to do an elemental morph, which is like a elemental sprite. So they're like sprite forms of all the elementals. So you could take those smaller elementals that would cost less mana, put them on the field, but then morph into larger elementals. So it's like the birthing of them. And then the larger ones we're still working on, because like I've got ideas, Richard's got ideas. We like each other's. We might do both, we might do none, and maybe a 3rd one comes up, I don't know. But we're happy with the sprites. We want to do those, don't we?
Oh yeah. I
And
just
then
think maybe primal elementals. They're just really big ones. 5 mana. Even at 5 mana, like, it's going to be tricky. It's going to need a bit of thought.
It depends, isn't it?
The route we probably could go in is you need to sacrifice elementals to summon this elemental.
Yeah, that's what we said, because then it's not costing as much mana. It's going Yu-Gi-Oh style, isn't it?
Yeah. So classic Yu-Gi-Oh sacrifice summon will come in with primal elementals, or whatever we end up going with. The elementals, they should have a title that prevents them from being able to be free summoned. Oh yeah, elemental convocation. Yeah.
Well, if they're elementals, they should have a title that... What does he mean, hates them?
Prevent, I think that's what he meant. Not sure how hate got there. Hatred. The world is full of it, Jay.
Well, elemental convocation You get a couple out for cheap, don't you? But it's not too powerful. Let's have a look. Elemental Convocation. Sacrifice one ally elemental, free summon 2 elementals from your hand. And that's a multicast. So if you've got 2 elementals out, you can spend 4 shards. But you'd have to have those 2 elementals out from a previous turn. And each elemental costs 3 mana. So it's a lot of setup for that. Or you can search your deck and draw 1 elemental from your deck to your hand.
Actually, it would be simple. The effect would just say, to summon this elemental, like something like to summon this elemental, you must sacrifice 1 or 2 elementals of the same element, and that even counts for free summon. It's like, okay, it's free, so free summon just means you don't pay the mana or shard cost. But if it's got an effect with an additional summoning requirement, you still got to satisfy that effect, be it a free summon or whatever. So even if you're pulling it back from the graveyard, you would have... Well, you can't because there's a void anyway. But yeah, basically the summon, if the effect adds an additional thing you've got to do to summon it, then that would count for free summons as well. So that fixes the problem. Thanks for dropping by, DDD. Good luck with those exams.
You're working hard. Oh, what's it? Let's put the Umbani on for the end, right? There we go. Hey, and on that, I think we've had a good time, Richard. You're going to have to sign off because my throat is dying. I can't talk anymore.
Thanks for watching, everyone. Trying to think of something to say with you about.
I need water.
I'm getting my cracks in. Hang on.
Okay, go and like an Umbani.
Keep on. And like an Umbani. Ah! Ah! Oh no, I have a bad throat.
Just let out your biggest scream in 3, 2, 1. Ah! That was pathetic.
I lost the ability to scream a long time